Hey everybody, welcome to another episode, a long episode in the waiting. If you have been trying to follow us, life has been very weird over the holidays, and getting six industry professionals together to play a game, even electronically, is arduous at best. But welcome back to the Arcane Promise, session number 7. It literally has been, if you pay attention to the timestamp in the videos, it's been almost 6 months since we played last, and it's all of us are hurting. So we are going to hopefully make tonight an amazing session. We're going to roll right into it. For those of you who are watching them session to session to session, it's only been a couple of minutes for you since you clicked on the last one. So you know what's going on, but we need to give our players here a quick bring everybody up to speed. So in our last session, you know what? Let's do the roundtable to introduce everybody. We should. I'm Brian CP Steele, the professional nerd. You guys know me from my YouTube show and TikTok and all that sort of thing. But let's roll around. We've got our resident star-touched warlock, Menon. Sorry, I almost forgot your name.
No.
No, not a warlock, still just a sorcerer.
We'll see.
Kind of a little bit of both.
There's things talking to you in the dark.
Right, a little bit of both. Hello, I am Culvert, or as the internet knows me, I'm Clover B. In the before time when we could touch people, I would go to conventions with Armor Class 10 and sell t-shirts. I also would cosplay as Clover B cosplays, and I just downloaded TikTok, and I'm trying to figure out how that works.
Well, and what's your TikTok handle?
Clover B, but with 3 E's.
So you are Clover B. Okay.
Clover B.
I'll make sure to put you on there, and we'll try and share some of the love.
Well, thank you.
All right, we got Ixidor of the Electrum Tome.
My favorite. Hi, everybody. I'm Chris O'Neill from Ninth Level Games. I make role-playing games, and I do a bunch of streaming now. You can see all of Ninth Level's games are streamed every Sunday at 4:30 on Twitch on the Level Up TTV channel.
Eastern Standard. What time frame?
4:30 Eastern Standard.
Okay.
EST. This week we'll be doing Good Dogs, but usually we're doing three episode arcs of the Excellence interspersed with different ninth level games, including some of our new titles like Rebel Scum and Good Dogs. Which
I've got to say, as a little quick aside, check out Rebel Scum. I know a lot of our fans are Star Wars space opera fans, and Rebel Scum hits that itch. So do it.
Maybe I can convince you all. Maybe next time we get together and we play Rebel Scum.
That would be great. That'd be fun. I would love to do a little side jaunt. That'd be great.
Oh yeah, I'm on board.
All right, Lassiter, tell us a little bit about your smarmy self.
Hi, everybody. I'm Lassiter Loreseeker, at least that's my character's name. I am also known as Tabletop Santa on all social media across the universe, not just here on Earth. And you can find me mainly on TikTok and behind the curtains on a couple other TikTok accounts as well, like Gary Khan and a few other accounts. So
it's like you're a popular lad.
Yeah, well, let me just say, if you are on the TikTok, make sure to follow Luma Imports, Horrible Guild, Hunters Entertainment. What's that one that makes Shadowrun? What are those guys?
Catalyst
Team Labs. Yeah, those guys. You might
not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. Gotta say, not a sponsor. And then our resident heart of stone, Typhon Sigma.
Hey everybody, how's it going? So I'm Jake Radeski. A lot of the guys in the industry know me as Oz. I own Alpha Mega Hobby, which is a hobby shop in the Boston area. I also own a piece of a marketing company with Rick. I also own a piece of a merch company. There's a lot of hats going on, and we keep for whatever reason I keep putting more irons in the fire. But fortunate enough to know all these folks, so this should be a good time. If you guys need anything, I'm happy to send stuff. We carry all of Chris's stuff, and I carry tons of stuff that Brian's developed over the years. I pointed out John Carter today to some guy.
Oh, really? That was a fun book to work on. Oh, that was a good time.
A guy, he was like, what is it? I was like, it's like Conan meets Flash Gordon, because he was like, I don't know what John Carter is. I was like, do you know what those two is? Like, yeah, I was like, it's those. It's that.
It's those smushed together, but put four-arm green aliens. All right, you're done.
It's the best.
And then some would argue the star of part of our show, normally himself, Grazik, the Bugbear Pickle Baron.
Some people refer to me as Ben Fail. I will dispute Jake's claim to owning Alpha Omega Hobby, because I in fact own Alpha Omega Hobby along with Jake.
That's true. That's how the law works.
Yeah, no. So I sell people games and cards and miniatures, and great stuff and fun stuff, and hang out with Jake all day. So it's a pretty good lifestyle. Other than that, mess around with social media for myself and play a Bugbear.
Probably the best Bugbear that you've ever seen.
Easily.
That I've seen, absolutely.
All right. So when last we met, our intrepid crew, after adventuring through the surface and the underworld of Halastoop, a broken planet that has a stellar cartographers university on it, they discovered actually that there may be some other nefarious folk that are involving themselves with their fates and their destinies, and they had a choice. They had a choice between possibly stealing, claiming a large clumsy looking landing craft that they knew for a fact belongs to a lizard folk crew currently orbiting the planet, or they went to a much smaller, agile, slightly broken craft called a Mosquito, elsewhere on the surface of the planet, that had a couple of pesky Githyanki crew lurking about, who were less than happy to see them arrive. We'll say the meeting did not go well. It went as planned, but it didn't go well. And at the end, we had Grazik running off to chase one of the Githyanki crew towards some caverns to go, eliminate the last threat to their possession of this boat, and everyone else fixing said vessel. We closed out the last session with the vessel effectively being fixed. Grazik still technically gone. He had not quite yet returned. And today we open up the curtains to this episode with an out-of-breath Grazik returning to the ship.
Fully in breath, all the breath I need. Yeah, Grazik will approach. Hey guys, I'm here. Came back. Found him. He's gone. Bye.
For all of you, you all have enough perception. Maybe Manon, you're probably more in tune with. You want to know all the things that this ship has seen. Like, it's been places that you haven't, and you can feel it. Like you kind of like rub down the side of the non-wooden splintery sides, the metal parts, and you can feel down the side of it. You can feel like this has been places. Like you almost want to talk to it if you could. It's got history, man. So aside from you being intimate with the ship, everyone else, you can tell Grazik from his shins down has got this kind of light purple mud all over his feet and shins. Most of it has kind of flaked off on the run back, but it's still definitely there, all clumping in his fur and stuff.
Gross.
So, anyways, my acquaintance back there found me a pretty nice pit trap.
with a hole in his head. So, pretty good way to go, but we all might want to invest in helmets because something's putting holes in people's heads again.
I seek out, what's our Griff friend's name?
He's not a gift, he's a Loxodon.
That's right, a Loxodon.
And that would be Pontalius Carntanelia the Fourth.
Oh boy.
Yes.
I go to
Marty instinctively groans, having remembered how much we dislike our companion. Pontalius.
Well, I go to Pontalius as soon as I see Grazik returning. I go, well, I thought our odds were going to get better, that we would be able to survive this, not get eaten by our captors. Perhaps we're going to have to be a little more careful, because if he could take out one of them by himself, danger.
I don't know if you remember, but I was here for the battle. I helped, and insofar, that invader that ran away was injured quite a bit.
Well, it's only because I couldn't land on him as well.
I did. Yes, that was particularly ingenious. I would have never thought of it.
Well, I was really aiming for our captors, but oh well.
You're a strange man, Lassiter. You're a strange man, but I'm glad that you're here to help me stay safe.
Of course, I mean it's all I have on my mind.
Squints.
And go back to casting men down the ship if it still is required.
There's a couple of places that need a little more loving. And he actually, you are surprised to see that he actually is relatively useful on the ship. Like he knows his way around, like all of the parts of a sailing ship that this still, tying things down, the right kind of knots. He there's no sail really on a Mosquito, but there is still a lot of moving parts on top of the deck to lash down and keep ready for flight. And he actually kind of knows what he's doing. So it seems, I won't say that you're impressed. I'm not going to, put those words in your mouth. But it is interesting to know that he, when he mentioned that he has spent some time up in the stars, then he's at least proving that at least that's somewhat true, even if it might be somewhat embellished.
All right.
Somewhat embellished.
Somewhat embellished. One might say he is bardically embellishment.
The worst kind of embellishment.
The worst kind of embellishment was a bardic embellishment.
Don't we have to kind of expedite our retreat now that Kazik has returned, or Grazik?
The last thing that you guys wanted, you're like, as soon as you guys get your stuff together, because you knew by dealing with the crew on the Hullgnasher's, the landing craft, the flatboat that was that you decided not to take, you knew by dealing with that crew that at some point the ship up there is probably going to come back around in orbit and look for why isn't our lander coming back up and visiting us? And you had remembered that there were at least one set of sending stones on those crew, or at least, well, not set, but one half of a sending stone set, which meant that when they got within the usable distance of the sending stones, that they're probably going to try to radio in, so to speak, and they're going to find out that you've murdered everyone.
I mean, murder is a
that's true. There really wasn't a lot of premeditation. Oh wait, no, there really was. You guys sat up on the ridge for like 20 minutes planning out the attack.
These are legitimately the first people we have murdered.
Judiciously eliminated.
I've murdered at least 3 people, at least today.
I mean, everybody else we just killed.
right.
Everyone else just happened to be.
Everyone else just got
people.
dead because they were near us at the time. People we thought about, and then we murdered them. There's a difference.
Okay, fair enough.
I agree with everything that was just said.
100%.
Team, was our plan to go attack this ship, or are we trying to get out of here?
I think the plan was to take the little ship to steal the big ship in orbit.
Well, that was Grazik's plan.
We're trying to destroy the ring, right? That's the plan.
Trying to destroy what?
The ring. It's been so long since that we played. We're
So
trying to destroy the ring.
so it has been a long time for.
We have to get through Mordor.
And one does not
Sauron
simply fly a
will
mosquito into
marry
Mordor.
The Arwen of Rivendell.
Yes, and somewhere.
You should just get an eagle and fly the ring there, right?
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
Oh, you have a big eagle right now. Let's do that.
That's a wasp.
No, so what? All you know, for your own sake, your own reason, because remember the greater, the whole purpose that you were put together for this fated crew, why Hjaldan the Speaker put you guys together, was you're supposed to be the ones that are going to find where the Spelljammer went.
Yeah.
Right.
Where the giant epic ship went and why it's not doing its job.
Right. But in order to do that, we need to go into the deep
Somewhere.
ether.
Into space.
Yes, and
And in
you
order
needed
to do
the
that-
reason that you came here is because you needed to meet the cartographer that he would lead, that he was going to fill your crew. You have since learned that it didn't mean that he was going to be part of your crew, that he was going to be part of the process to fill your crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now on your crew currently, whether you like him or not, is the good Sir Pontalius, who up until you rescued him, he was technically
we rescued him. We
Yeah.
rescued him. There's none of this.
the air quotes popped up when Grazik started talking about murdering him, and Lassiter's talking to trying to make him confused about being eaten by the rest of you.
We have been
There's no confusion
nice to him since, but we rescued
We've been,
him.
yeah, we rescued.
We're just
but we're
nice
not
to him now.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It was a rescue.
And then we met him.
Remember, he has
That is correct. Thank you, Manon.
Pontalius was a indentured member of the Hullgnasher crew, the Lizard Folk crew. That is the sticking point right now, is because he knows straight away that the captain, which I gotta remember his name, Captain Sarl Fangs and Flesh.
Oh,
We never knew his last name. That's great.
Oh, you never heard his last name?
oh,
No.
Oh, Captain Fangs and Flesh. Yeah, you hadn't that he was going to probably take a little bit of umbrage to you stealing his dragon expert.
yeah, but like I also like hate his first name.
Stealing.
Like, what of it?
That's where the quotes come in.
And then we also encourage mild mutiny and or
I did.
like
Mild mutiny is my
Indian?
favorite flavor of mutiny.
There was some talk about maybe you guys should think for yourselves, and then if you remember correctly, those part of the last half hour you guys have been cleaning those guys off of the Mosquito,
Correct.
because the Gith used them as like furniture polish.
Oh, I didn't realize those were mild.
And, just as another minor refresher, if you will, we believe that the Wasp ship is not
Mosquito.
capable of deep space,
You-
and that's why we were talking about zipping it up to try to take the other vessel. Is that right?
it isn't that it isn't capable of necessarily deep space travel. It's just
It's small.
it's small, which means
it doesn't have
it's
like
life
smooth
support.
storage.
Its life support bubble, like the bubble that goes around it, means you've got to stop in certain places. You've got to to refresh. It's got to rest as a vessel. But also there's not a lot of room on it.
So we're gonna have
for
to hop.
provisions and things. It's designed to be a little short distance raider.
We're driving Chicago. We're driving from here to like Texas in a Mini.
Is it possible?
All of us.
Absolutely. Is it comfortable?
Yeah.
100% not.
We can
Especially
call it-
not with a Loxodon that nobody likes.
I like him. Hey,
Subjective.
I mean, when you've got a demon in dragonkin form, and then you've got a destructive creature that can rip people's minds out of their skulls, and then you have the metallic assassin, basically
Friendly bugbear.
who hates all carbon life forms because we're illogical and thus redundant.
I mean, that's true.
Grazik, who just wants to eat all of us. I mean,
At
he
Drazik, period.
wants to eat everybody here at one point or another. I'm just trying to keep this gentleman safe. That's
So-
right.
And
So I wanna ask the
he
question-
appreciates it so much.
So we don't believe that our mosquito is capable of completing our mission.
Well, no, I mean, it should be, because at the end of the day, like when he's talking about life support, my character doesn't breathe. So there's only 5 of you that have to breathe, and you're smaller. So theoretically, we could have more small people.
Grab some goblins.
I'm 100%, as has been explained, sizest is definitely, I definitely think you all are giants.
The current issue, as Pontalius has mentioned, is this ship, and Ixodor has known this because you went through all those journals.
Yes.
Is there's not an actual star map on this vessel.
See, that's a great answer. So the thing is our hand has been played for us.
Is Pontalius is like, if I had a map, I could probably get us to at least someplace else. I don't know where we need to go. I don't know where you want to go.
We don't know either.
And he
Now we
knows
do know that where we want to go is to the ship that's in orbit above.
Wait,
We
I thought when
definitely-
when we were brought to this planet, I thought I don't remember if it was me or Ixodor, but I thought we have like a partial map.
you do. You have a partial
No,
map.
Lassiter.
You have a partial map to get you to get you to the ring, to get you to, or the wheel. I'm sorry. The relatively new sphere in space that Pontalius is from. He knows how to get there using your map. He just doesn't know why that is important, other than if you guys want to take him home. And frankly, neither do you guys. You don't know why that would be important either.
Well,
Would we be able to get a bigger ship where he's from?
Potentially, he has said that there's not a lot of because the whole opening up of the sphere is new. The whole spell jamming process is relatively new. Which is why not very many people know how to get to the wheel.
You'd also
It's not a well mapped out area of space.
trust Pontalius to be effective and helpful. So
So here's my suggestion. I'm going to throw this out there to the party. Is as we're kind of trying to brain meld on this. There's a cartography school right here on this rock, where I am guessing they have star maps. This is supposed to be a very fast ship. Could we zip out?
I don't know the factor of taking. That seems like that might be the. Can't just like walk in and be like, "Give me all of your maps."
Right, but if Pontalius is a cartographer, he could make a copy of a map. That's what cartography is.
Yeah, I could. Well, yeah. I mean, he's quite. I'm quite skilled and very proficient. I mean, you have to understand that a sphere map is not a linear map, as it were. It's what keeps us in business.
And I'm all about, not asking permission to take a piece of parchment.
Okay. I'm saying affirmative to Grazek. I received a private message.
fire alarms are going off, guys. It was a lot of fun. It was pretty cool.
Are they gone now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't die.
Yeah, I was like, don't. if Grazek suddenly disconnects, let's we'll pause and we'll see what happens.
Just play on your phone from the sidewalk.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. I like my phone. Look, I'll be honest with you guys. Before we go any further in character, Grazik was fully of the impression that we were going to go beat up Captain Squirrel and take his ship. So,
Yeah.
Did you just call him Captain Squirrel?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's his name, Captain Squirrel.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's do that then. I'm fine with that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was Non's thought process as well,
Okay,
because the shortest distance between what we
will-
want and what we need
I
is kill the guy.
I will then articulate this in character, just making sure that in the last 6 months our plans haven't changed.
Plan since square one was get both ships, go kick the crap out of Captain Squirrel, take his ship. All his guys like me better. We know that. It's a fact. And then we go off in the ether, bang bang, whatever you guys call it.
All right. So while he's talking, I'm just going to spin up a new murder program and load that up.
Okay, all right. Oh boy.
Did everybody hear that?
Pontalius, you just play it straight for long enough and don't look like a dum-dum, then I'll hit Squirrel and you can be executive dishwasher, okay?
I don't know if this is if going to the idea going to the Hullgnasher with he takes out a kerchief from his pocket. I don't know if that's the wisest option.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, we eliminated a good portion of their crew in the 2 encounters we've had with them, right?
Yeah.
And by eliminated, I mean not murdered.
Yeah,
Definitely
eliminate.
not murdered.
I mean, I
We've
suppose
dismissed them from service.
Like I said, judiciously eliminated.
Yeah. It's all good. We'll land on the ship with the Mosquito. It'll be like we're returning Lassiter. Everything will be nice and calm until it's not calm.
Why would what do you returning me? I'm not the person.
We're gonna make you dress up like Pontalius. It'll just be funny.
We're gonna stick an exhaust hose on your nose.
Yeah.
it's just a giant like just tapes a piece of rope to the front, be like, Loxodon. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, it's not practical. It's for sheer laughs.
There's
And
an
all I'll do is
elephant
just do a lot of this.
there's an elephant man on one side and then a Snuffleupagus on the other. And
All
they
right.
can't come apart.
Oh man. Okay.
Out of character, I would like to request some sort of preferably longer rest before we go pick a very large fight.
I'm assuming you have time. Like it's going to take us a while to. You said it was going to take a while to fix the Mosquito. So
the Mosquito is probably flight worthy right now. If someone sat down in the helm and connected with the ship, it would be able to, because Lassiter flew it last session and squashed a guy with it. I mean,
I thought you flew the longboat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was the longboat.
It was
Yeah,
the
never mind.
longbow, yeah.
Yeah, no, the Mosquito is mostly fixed at this point. Between while you guys went out, doing mendings and things, cleaning it up, it could still. I wouldn't put it at 100%. If on a scale of 1 to 100, I would put it at about a 70. It's airworthy. Like you could go. But if it took a nice like ballista hit or something, that would go poorly for you.
Can we put the longboat on the Mosquito, or is it too?
No. The landing craft is actually not much smaller than the Mosquito. The Mosquito, it's just designed for carrying more people.
I feel like our plan previously was that we were going to go back to the bigger vessel, but we're going to put half on, or put a couple people on the longboat to show that it's us, or that it's part of their crew, and then bring the Mosquito in behind and, maybe crash the longboat, or I don't know. I thought we were going to do something really like cinematic.
So out of us, who can actually drive something? Only. Oh, you both can. Okay, all right.
Anybody with actual spell casting, I believe.
Yeah.
So why don't we put like why don't we put like me, maybe me and Manon on the I don't know.
Well, remember the longboat? The actual landing craft was of dwarven make. It doesn't have a regular helm.
Right.
It had
The magic item furnace.
it had the magic
Yeah.
furnace.
Which Manon is convinced is evil.
Yeah, which is Manon is convinced that just is going to eat magic souls. Like it just, it's because that was part of the problem is it's got enough juice to move around, and Lassiter made it go. I believe he just like throwing a potion in there because there was a little bucket of stuff next to the furnace, like almost designed like, hey, like a firewood carrier next to a stove. He grabbed one of the bottles, chucked it in the into the furnace, and it started right up. But the issue becomes is you have to have some kind of magical talent to connect with the helm.
Yeah. So technically, Ixodor could also fly one of them.
As long as he sits on one of our laps. We all.
You got to give him a booster seat for the helm. That's not
Yeah,
nice.
a bunch of phone books.
Oh, that's not nice. A booster seat for a spell jamming helm.
Spell books. Sit on a couple of spell books.
Yeah, if he sits on spell books. That way they're all magic all the way through.
Everybody's safe that way.
Yeah, the magic trickles through the books like maple syrup through waffles. It's just like that's how he's able to power the thing and see over the control bench. So why don't we put the elephant guy and the other, and some other people in the longboat so they can see it, and then put a couple people in the Mosquito and maybe sneak up behind them while they're dealing with the longboat landing, and we found your guy, we brought him back, sort of thing, and then we can land the Mosquito, and then we're all on board with 2 ships.
That's up to you. Now, the ship, the actual Hullgnasher, is a Hammership. If you guys remember, so it's got enough landing room for probably one or the other, but the Mosquito is designed that it could probably just kind of hook a leg onto like the side and sort of not get towed, but basically kind of share the bubble.
Yep. All right. So what are the 2 teams?
I think we might be overthinking this. I think we need to take a direct. So the tiny little dragon man, puts his hood up and starts to walk around like, with his arm crossed, like he's like he's a little general, and he's like, I think every encounter that we've had with these guys, we've come away the victors. I think we're giving them too much. I'm with Grazik. We land there, and Grazik throws the captain off the side of the ship.
He's a smart guy. Gets it. What about rescue?
All right, so Typhon's just going to literally stomp over to Ixodor and Grazak, and then just turn around and be like ready, like he's ready. Like I turn around and I just wait.
All right. So
Manon shrugs and is like, okay.
I guess that's what we're gonna do. So here's the plan. We're gonna go do this all Ocean's 11. We're gonna we're gonna try to get our long rest in, right? So that Manon can have her mind melting devastation abilities all up in charge.
I would like the long rest too, because I reset my character sheet, so it's really kind of important.
He's like, I just don't want to be a cheater, so please give us a long rest.
Right.
When we come into the Hammerhead, right, what we should do is we should have whatever the sun or illumination sphere is that behind us, so that we're coming in and that's behind us to kind of blind the Hammerhead, and then have the longboat go in first. I'll drive the longboat because I'm more proficient in it because I've already done it and I'm kind of attuned to it. If anybody has anything that has some magical imbuement in it that they're willing to give up, because I don't think there was much left, if anything, to fuel that furnace, that would be okay. And I will maneuver to land the vessel as I know how to land the vessel, and I give the wink. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
And and I'll take Polonius McGregor the 14th with me on my so again, if they do see, he will have them all up at the front of the longboat, king of the world in it as we come in.
Okay. Well, Pontalius
Pontalius.
Pontalius still thinks that this idea is suicide. However, if given time to rest and think about things and set his affairs in order, he's pretty sure that he can stack up enough magic that he won't care.
Okay.
That I'll numb myself to the fear of the foolishness that we're doing.
Okay. I mean, they don't care. I look at him and I go, they don't care about the foolishness, obviously, because
he leans down. Because remember, this dude's like 8 feet tall. He leans down and he goes,
"We are the cannon fodder, sir. They don't care if we die, as long as they get their ship to finish the mission."
Lassiter, sir, this is your concept and plan.
Well, here's the thing. You and I will be on a separate vessel.
Is that wise?
I kind of don't see what the end game is of trying to convince this guy that we're trying to eat him.
Well, and also it's pretty prevalent. It's pretty like prevalent that that Pontalius isn't buying it. Like he's buying that you guys are a whack ass crew, but he's like every time he brings up like the more wild the story gets, you get a higher rock eyebrow out of this Loxodon. Like, really? You know, the only one that he honestly believes is probably wants to kill him is Grozik, and that's because Grozik has not shown him otherwise.
Perfect.
I mean, also the number of times that he said to him, "I would like to kill you."
Yeah, you know, I mean, body language is a big thing.
Grozik
So is spoken word.
Grozik has demeaned him and been rude to him, but that's, you know, you got to establish who's boss around these parts.
Everybody, Grozik's just negging him. That's all he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really in love with him.
Yeah, he's a big fan. All right. So doing a long rest requires 8 hours of your time. It's in the afternoon right now, which means if you like go ahead and like settle in for a long rest right now.
No, we're gonna get this ship moving. We're gonna move this ship away.
Okay. Move the
Away
ship
from-
away from
Long
what?
rest here seems like a really bad idea.
I mean, away from the obvious murder scene we just created.
Yeah.
Okay.
Justice.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So you just kind of like find another ridge nearby, sort of thing.
And we're gonna have to move both ships.
Well, I mean, that's if you guys are planning on trying to take both ships up there, that will require. Otherwise, you're gonna end up having to
Can
jog back and get it.
I can move the mosquito, but I don't have any extra magic items to help move the evil boat.
No, there's a bucket of garbage magic items.
Well, we did have to use some of that to do.
Yeah, but I'm assuming it's like, you know, there's like boots of noise and, you know, ring of itchiness. I'm sure it's like all the stuff no one wants.
All that's left in the fireplace bucket is a couple of potions.
Grozik will take out his boot club +1 if we're having this conversation.
Like, here, you can use my spare club. It's pretty magical.
It's pretty
Okay.
magical.
It's a boot club.
It's club
Is it just a club with the letters +1 engraved in it?
I mean, he took it off. I forget. One of the dragon cultists, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that probably would have whittled my name in there or something.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Grazic Jr. It's very powerful, but you know I can spare it.
You've got one of those silver swords hanging on around you now, so like, yeah.
Oh no, he was dead in a hole. I didn't get a thing off him. He had a yeah. So just classic clubbing it.
All right.
All right, then whoever is Lassiter, I'm not gonna if you're driving the longboat, I am not gonna. What are you tossing in the furnace? I mean, it's still going. It's currently still going from the last potion you threw in.
Yeah, I mean, I'll fly it as far as we can. If we're just looking for another ridge that has like a little bit of an outcropping, so we can get into some shade and maybe some overhead cover.
When you sit into the helm, and it makes that kind of connection with you, you don't feel like the ship is hungry, which is a weird. that you did feel that the first time when you sat down, and that's why you had to throw the potion in the thing. So you don't feel like it's still going off of the last, little hors d'oeuvre that you gave it.
Okay. And I will admit I'm not comfortable because I didn't ever want to get back into the seat, but I feel like, the mission is more important, and the survivability of, my companion, or I mean, not, my captors.
Yeah, so if you're just traveling from point A to point B, since you've done this before, and you guys are just basically going up and over the ridge to kind of like put some distance between all these dead bodies and you.
Yeah.
I won't require you to make another roll because you already got it going. By the time you get to where you're going and land, the furnace will have dimmed down quite a bit, but it's not out by any stretch. You're getting an idea, a decent idea that any magic item probably keeps this thing going for several hours. It's not like a coal furnace where you've got to like constantly like it's designed to last, especially on something as small like this. Now, if it was a like an actual like anchor head or something along those lines, like a huge dwarf craft, that would probably require, everybody, here's the handful of rings, shing, to get us going for this battle, that sort of deal. But this is just a little 25-foot long, basically flat boat with a little sculpted masthead.
And definitely going off of Manon's incorrect assumption, if a magical creature accidentally fell into the furnace, what would happen?
I mean, no, I mean, in all honesty, you guys have known, from from Hjalsted's, his records when you guys were on the Small Jammer. He had talked about how there are helms out there that are designed to siphon the energy out of a person. So you assume, I mean, it's probably not the easiest thing to do is to shove a person in the furnace, because the furnace is only about yay big. But if there was a bigger furnace, or if a magical person happened to get like kind of stuffed in there, or was a small magical person, perhaps kobold size, that got shoved in there, just using it as a size reference, got squashed in there, that in theory, its magical content would probably translate. It would probably get siphoned off. I mean, like that's it. It's a horrific idea, and it squicks you out if it's true. The sheer concept boggles the mind. Like there might be an evil dwarf ship out there that's throwing little tiny shaman into furnaces, but that that's not what this is designed to do. But it might do it in a pinch. Now, however, the helm on the Mosquito is not a comfy chair. It's almost like like one of those tall backed bar stools, and it's butted all the way up against the central swing mast of the ship. Like it's out on the deck, like it's not even behind walls. The only protection it really gets is there's a front on the Mosquito, on the front deck, there's like a sweeping bow that comes up like a little wall, like the top of a castle. So again, this is not a ship designed for like prolonged combat or anything like that. This is a fast raider designed to come in, do its job, and then get the hell out of Dodge, because the idea of someone sitting on that in the middle of a combat is frightening. But yeah, you can sit down and get yourself accustomed to the vessel, which will require a wisdom saving throw as you start to like mesh with this ship, and your body is not the same shape as a Mosquito body, so it's an awkward combination. I think you might have been muted. I did not hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. My saving throw is only a +1. That's not fun. Okay.
Right, it's not a. This is not a very demanding ship.
It is to me. I got a 6.
All right, you sit down, and it
You
is.
crash and die.
It's you. Thankfully, it's not that. It's not one of those kinds of helms. You do sit down, and it kind of, your perspective changes, and you're looking out through your eyes, but you're also kind of perceiving through the parts of the vessel, and you were like, you know what, I'm gonna get up and stretch my legs. This is weird. You'll be able to try again after the long rest, but that means that this ship's probably not gonna move for that long rest.
Unless Ixidor, who is also a arcane type, sits in the chair.
Climb up into the seat.
I'm gonna give it a try. All right.
Let me show you how it's done.
All right. You get in there. You sit. You situate yourself, and give me that wisdom save.
Wisdom saving throw. 18, 14 plus 4.
You get in and go, oh, because of having a tail, it's easier.
Sure.
There's just something about like body length and whatnot. Like if I'm on all fours, the tail
This
becomes
is a
my
tiny
whole-
ship.
Okay.
The ship thinks of itself as small.
Yeah. But yeah, it connects. It connects easily enough. It's like, bloop. And your liftoff is a little jerky at first because it is really light and very fast. Like it kind of does the whole whoa, and everyone has to sort of. What's up?
It's just like Ixidor, but like 80 years ago.
I would require. Obviously, you are not proficient. Well, are you proficient in driving sailing vessels?
I don't believe so.
Okay, you never know. Sometimes someone takes a random background, and you go, yes.
No. Unless it's about reading a book, Ixidor does not know how to do it.
Sadly, this is not about reading a book. So it's actually just going to be basically it's just a straight intelligence check for you to kind of figure out how to steer, how to lean, how to not pitch and knock everybody off the top of an open deck.
12 plus 2, 14.
Yeah, it's again small ship. It takes you a couple of seconds to write yourself, and it is easier knowing like once you kind of give yourself into becoming one with the ship, you're like, oh, okay. Even if I lean a little bit, the ship kind of leans a little bit. I can do it with my brain, but if I lean a little more, it leans a little more. Like you kind of figure out that you guys are together.
So Ixidor is sitting, you assume cross-legged. You've never seen his legs because he wears like a tiny little robe. But it's like a little calm yoga pose, like.
Awesome. For the other people who are seeing this, here's the helm of the helm that he's sitting in, and then there's that main kind of structural mast that holds the swing. On either side of it, there are big heavy chains. That when you guys were cleaning the vessel, you did have to clean some kind of yuck purple Githyanki blood off of. But just to let you know, because remember, well, I know it's been a long time, when the crew was talking to Lassiter way back in the bar way back when, they had said that they lost their pilot. You get the feeling that he probably was chained into this is their version of a seatbelt. And when it crashed, it didn't go well for him. But if you guys were to use those chains to hold Ixidor in place, they are astronomically bigger than he is. Like it would be silly.
It's like we're tying him down.
Well, you know, that's if you want to. You know, it is you don't, if you're not planning on going crazy, like doing these numbers, he probably is going to fall out of the chair. Now, if he did have to do, you know, crazy, you know, dodgy maneuvers and things, then yeah, he's probably going to fall out of the chair. There's no armrests on it. It's just a little bar stool.
Does he need like a little kid's like car seat strap?
Little car seat vest, click, you know, little 5-point harness. But yeah, if you easily drive over to you know, over by where Lassiter set the other boat down, a nice clearing. There's a couple of broken salt spires around there, so you don't have, like, you maybe have a little cover from people, from foot traffic. But yeah, you can take your long rest if you would like. Is anyone setting watch?
I will.
Oh yeah, you don't sleep.
Correct.
I forgot about that. All right, then, you know, you don't sleep, but you still have to kind of chill out, or you don't get the benefits of your long rest.
Yep.
Is anyone else gonna join him, or is it pretty much let's take a, we're about ready to go into potentially a nasty battle? Pontalius is going to stay up a little while, researching some of these spells that's going to make him more useful tomorrow.
Yeah, Ixidor will just curl up on that seat.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a long rest.
Okay.
All my slots of club are currently full, so if we actively talk about taking watches, I can.
Okay.
I also need to take a long rest to replenish my spells as well. So
Okay. So sounds like Grazik will stay up at least part of the night to keep Typhon company. Go ahead and give me perception checks on the two of you.
Right.
Oh.
Are we using our passive perception, or are we doing an actual perception check?
This is in, well, are you trying to get your long rest at the same time?
I mean, I'll switch off while he's up with me. I'll do my rest like when I need to.
well,
but
then,
otherwise, so I'll do passive first, and then I'll do active.
okay. Well, in that case, then for the first part of the night, your passive perception,
Is it 50?
while Grazik is still awake and around, you hear some interesting sounds coming out of the salt spires. Like, they sound animal in nature, but not like wolf howls or anything. You know, it's nothing that generic. It is honestly, have you ever heard a mouse behind the walls?
Yeah.
Like something scratching that you can't see, and you know that it's not right there, but you know it's scratching. You hear that kind of scratchy, diggy sounds from inside from inside that area, from between the spires and such. But it doesn't seem to be getting any closer. It's just, you know, on such a very calm, silent evening, you can hear that sound kind of rolling across the flats.
Kind of terrifyingly loud scratching from a very far distance away.
It sadly it is. You know, it seems like whatever is doing that grinding, scratching sound is not trying to be subtle about it whatsoever.
I mean, I'll be, while he's up again, I'm kind of like in pseudo shutdown mode, but as soon as he goes to sleep, I'm going to stay extra vigilant. For my actual test, I rolled an 18 plus my 5 for my bonus,
Okay.
So 23.
Yeah.
Nothing will murder you this night, I promise.
About 2 hours before sunrise, so well past the necessary sleep of a long rest. But before you guys are really up and about, you don't have alarm clocks. You're not just going to be like, well, at 8 hours and 1 minute, bing, I'm ready. You're going to sleep until you need to get up. It's like that first star kind of pops up and over the corner. Typhon, that noise never really stopped. It never really stopped until now. Like you were hearing that grind, and then it was gone.
You don't hear that grind.
And then suddenly it's just like there's silence, and you're like, But it is because you can actually physically see. You're 23, you have no problem seeing it in the morning gloom. There are two kind of hulking shapes. It's hard to say what necessarily they are. They kind of almost look like they're kind of walking forward on their front arms.
I was gonna say it's the beetle creatures
from Dark Crystal.
Dark Crystal.
Not quite, but honestly, you're not far off. Like it's got that kind of domed back, big heavy front arms. There's two of them, and you can see them. They're at this point they're about 100 meters off. Like it's you can definitely like see them, and they're walking this direction. Go ahead. You know what? Give me just a straight intelligence check, unless you have some kind of weird mathematics skill.
I don't think there is a mathematics.
You could have like artisan's tools or like one of those. There's so many weird toolkits that you could possibly have.
Would that be a dice set?
Probably.
No,
Like math-esque.
Like I have navigator's tools. So
that's perfect. That's exactly what I was talking about. Go ahead and make a navigator's tools test.
Okay.
Yeah, because even without a sextant, if you can gauge this is 50 meters, that's
100 meters.
Like, so they are not.
It's like a waste of a 20.
They're not walking towards the mosquito. They're actually walking towards the longbow, which is only maybe like 50 feet away from you. Like you couldn't sit down now right next to each other. But they're not walking towards where you guys are. They're not walking towards the camp. They're walking towards the longboat.
Smell of pachyderm meat. Mm.
Oh, that got dark.
This feels like a great time to hit the emergency escape button, like real quick.
Click.
Well, so I will wake everyone up at this point.
All right, so he comes around and gives everyone a gentle or not so gentle shove.
Like, is this I don't want to be like, describe the awakening experience, but like, is this a good morning? It is morning time now, or is it there's people on the horizon?
It's much more like a Danger Will Robinson sort of like wake up.
Okay. Like, I need to know like what mode am I going into in the morning?
With your 23 as well, by the way. What do I do with it? I think I gotta find something. There you are. With your 23, as they get a little closer, you realize there is a third shape walking between them. And it is a long, almost like initially it looks like might be like a small person riding like to do a Star Wars term, not a sponsor. They're
a sponsor.
Oh my gosh, please. It looks almost like something like a small creature riding a dewback.
I want a dewback.
Like maybe a Jawa on a dewback or
that
something.
was the name of my band in high school.
Jawa on a dewback. And part of it is because you've got dark vision, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. So you can see the shape pretty well. As the sun starts to come up, you'll start seeing colors a little more vivid. Right now, it's just kind of gray shapes. But yeah, they're definitely heading towards that longboat.
Okay.
Is there any other like small rocky outcroppings between here and them? Like even if just little like small like
enough to hide a person or two. Yeah.
I would like to go into stealth mode and maybe sneak a little closer to get a better view of what we got. And anybody with
Okay.
dark vision, follow me, and I'll do some like.
All right. Give me a stealth. Go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
A 18, 13 plus 5.
Oh wow. Okay. You're confident that they did not. They definitely didn't stop their progression to stop you. Like what happened? Nothing like that. You settle into some rocks.
All right. Who because we have our sending stones.
Well, someone there has them. I mean,
right?
I don't know which one of you is carrying them.
Well, I knew that when we were on the other vessel, I had one. So whoever has the other, it's one of the other 4 of y'all. I'd be like, Tango.
One would assume it is probably Ixidor because he's always got a backpack. He's always got like.
He's always in the backpack.
He's always in the backpack. One would assume that you would probably
be the closest. He's always the closest to someone else's ear, like literally.
Joke's on you, Grimes has both.
I can see us making that mistake.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
As like sometimes
who's got the sending stones?
Whispers into one and puts it in his ear.
So
you are the best.
But yeah, and get closer to see what the actual threat is, and outside of just these shadowy figures or silhouettes coming at us.
You're trying to get closer?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. And you've got dark vision as well because you're half elf.
Am I?
I'm 90% sure.
I thought I was a straight up human.
Yeah, I thought Lassiter and I were the boring humans.
Yeah, no, I'm a human.
I thought you were half elf. Never mind. I got myself confused.
Treasure hunter. Dun dun dun.
I wasn't sure if you were just talking shit or not.
No, I honestly
I didn't remember. I thought maybe you were half elf and you were just like, what am I? Am I full elf? I don't know.
I forgot. All right, so you get a little closer. And at this point, the sun has just started to kind of coming up over you, like so. There's that kind of like sliver of light that is casting over into the thing, and everybody but Manon. Sorry, Manon. You're just at that mini gap.
Yeah.
Now you can easily see the 2 big shapes, the hulking walks. Though you can see those straight up. There's no question. They are red and black shelled Umber Hulks. Like
designer Umber Hulks.
What's up?
They're designer Umber Hulks.
They're Ferrari Umber Hulks.
They are
Umber Hulks.
Well, that you're not really far off. Like they are shiny. They've been polished. They have jewelry.
That's weird.
Ooh.
Like you can see this, like on their little mandibles. There's like chains that go between their mandibles.
Okay, so they're definitely somebody's like personal guard.
They're the smartest Umber Hulks you've ever met because they're like legitimately blinged out.
Someone loves these Umber Hulks.
Somebody loved these Umber Hulks. Now, Lassiter and Typhon, Lassiter because you're closer, and Typhon because your perception is insane. That shape that's in the middle, you're having a hard. Initially, you had a hard time seeing. You're seeing now much better. It is well, I mean, frankly, you guys have seen before. It's Hastrix. It's the
blue dragon guy.
The blue dragon from.
Why did I know it was gonna be him?
But he is wearing like this big long like weather cloak, so that's why it's hard to see like any shapes of him other than how long he is. Because he does also look like he has maybe some kind of like a camel hump or something. Like maybe he's wearing a backpack.
Maybe
That little spider guy under his cloak. Get ready for a fight.
They're
It's in the yogi.
they are walking directly toward the longboat, and don't seem to notice you.
Oh, they
Don't seem
shouldn't.
to notice.
I'm literally a master.
They don't seem to notice Lasso.
Worried about two things. The first is that Hasterix is crazy, and he's convinced he's best friends with Mr. Pontalius, the Pontificator. And if he knows we're going to abscond with him, does he want to join our party?
100% will. We're going on an adventure.
Yes. And we'll send his Umberhulks in first, and everything will go great.
The second is we already met the brainwashed Dragon Cole. Did they try to brainwash Hasterix?
I do not have that information.
Yeah. Well, I will report back on the sending stone. I'll be like, yeah, we got ourselves a couple of Umberhulks, and it looks like Asterix is the creature between them. Please respond with further instructions.
The crazy dragon centaur?
Yes.
Yeah, that's affirmative.
All you hear back is, oh shit.
Why do we keep saying at the beginning of all of our conversations? I don't recognize this human word.
Stop saying over. Let's just all get on the Mosquito and get out of here.
Right? Is it bad that I'm having to check and see what my alignment is?
Pontalius is still on the longboat.
No, he would have come over, but the rest of you guys to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, he would not have hung out by himself on the boat. Like, the whole point of him researching spells was to research spells to get over the pants shitting fear he's dealing with right now. Excuse my language.
Yeah, he didn't mean pants. He meant trousers.
No.
For those of you in the UK.
For those of you in the UK.
Trousers shining. So here's the thing. When we left this guy 6.5 months ago,
It was a while ago.
and or yesterday, this is the most real approximation of any RPG campaign where you're like, yep, yesterday, 6 months ago.
6 months ago, yeah. 6 months later.
Was he aggravated? I don't remember.
He was.
We broke his house up.
Well, it wasn't just that. Remember, he was like, you stole my best friend from me. You're
right.
You went and saved him. Thank you, but now you're taking him away. And then Pontalius is like, I barely know this dude.
Right, I met this guy one time.
Yeah, we had a couple of drinks.
White
once.
dragoned him.
And wasn't there the
Beat up some
thing
brain-eating creature in his
that
house?
was like implanting memories or something?
At his house is where you had found. There was a momentary scuffle with a little spider-like creature that has like a little slug upper body.
Yeah.
That sort of space herpied its way out the back door.
Space
Ice
Great-
Pirates,
Great Ice Pirates reference. Fantastic.
You're welcome. And Grazit came back with one of its legs and was like, it got away.
Yeah.
So like he's definitely still like crazy about Pontalius.
When you guys left, he was basically talking about how you wouldn't get away with this. With taking away his best friend.
Sure, that checks out.
Yeah. So I'm going to quickly, stealthily return to the party.
All right, go ahead and give me another stealth check. Go ahead and do it with advantage because you are already hidden. You're just trying to shuffle back.
Yeah. Okay,
We
so
finished.
first roll is, thank God, I'm not going to take
Rest.
that. And the other one is 14. That's a 9 plus 5. I am, but so here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't. They're not coming here with good intentions at all. Umberhulks on any world, be it Faerun, Eberron, wherever we all hail from, I don't believe they're ever good guys.
There are not any stories about any, you know, there's no Drizzt Do'Urden of the Umberhulks. No.
What? You guys don't know the old fairy tale about the lovable Umberhulk?
I was about to say my next character is the lovable Lumberhulk, the Umberhulk.
I am 100% on board with that.
And so I'm literally like,
Yeah.
we gotta go. This is, you know, because if they're blinged out like you're saying, they're either assassins or some sort of like well cared for, you know, house wreckers, and I personally don't have time for that, and I don't think any of us are even being fully rested have.
I don't even have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
I don't think we would do well against one Umberhulk, let alone two.
And then we would have to deal with crazy hazards who probably can wreck us.
Yeah. So, yeah, and this is definitely going to change our plans against the assault on the
Hi,
Hammerhead.
pirates.
Yeah, we're gonna have to Firefly this, get out of here, and then just like planet hop at our best guesses.
No, it's a mosquito.
Yeah, I yes. So I'm on the rock now. When I get like it's a lot closer, I'm like, get on the boat. We gotta go. Over.
Pontalius,
Over.
Pontalius looks at Typhon and is like, has the plans have changed?
Is Pontalius with us all? Yeah.
He's by the camp. He slept with you guys.
Hey, your best friends over there with 2 Umberhulks. I'm assuming they're your friends too. We're thinking about giving you back. What do you say?
We're thinking about giving you back.
All right, everybody, get on board.
Yeah, why don't we leave?
Yeah, let's just leave.
I'm always up for a tactical retreat.
An expeditious
All right.
retreat.
It's
So-
a rearward advance.
Is it Ixer, are you hopping in the helm, or is this men on try number 2?
I was sleeping on the chair. I've never gotten off of it.
Oh,
It's his spot now.
all right, fair enough. Then I won't even.
It's
need to-
uncomfortable for y'all, but for me, I can build a whole apartment on it.
If
no
you
one
know
has,
anything about small nesting creatures, they choose one spot and then never leave it.
no one has gotten in the helm since you, so it is still technically attuned to you. So you hop on in, and it thrums to life. You immediately, okay, cool. I feel the world. Everything's great. Now, when that kind of like that sort of mystical shimmer goes over the ship, when it kind of, I don't want to say starts up, because it's not like that. It just sort of like, as it sort of sparkles to life. I will require perception checks. This is not a, something is being said by the Umberhulk trio down there. There is some shouting happening.
Check, not a passive thing.
I rolled an actual 20.
Shit.
Oh, Grazik's gonna hear it straight away.
We're all doing this.
Hey,
I rolled a 2.
I got a 20, but not natural.
Okay.
I rolled a 5 because I am very involved in making the ship fly.
You're in the
like,
zone.
I'm not listening to anything but the ship not hitting the ground.
And I'm apparently studying Ixidor.
And the ship is one with you.
And I got a 17 plus 2, 19.
Okay, so the three of you easy. I should roll Pontalius because he might have a reaction here. What's your perception? Not great. Eh. You know what? He's holding on and kind of holding on to the railing and looking at the scene, but he's not really in it.
He's throwing up over the railing already.
Oh no, he's not throwing up. He's just watching. The three of you can hear it plain as day. Hastrix is shouting at your vessel. Wait, don't go. We have an offering. Don't go. We can help.
I would say maybe have Ixnor, hover like a helicopter just out of Umberhulk reach.
Yeah, because Umberhulks probably can't jump very well.
I'll do the negotiating.
They're not used to. They're not designed for leaping.
So this light maneuverable craft, can it hover?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Most spell jamming ships, it's not about aerodynamic.
It's a helicopter.
Yeah, it's more like, yeah, like you I wish that there was a way to say that, because if you look at the drawings on a lot of the ships, they're drawn very aerodynamic, but they totally don't need to be. It's honestly
it's just like every spaceship in every frickin' movie, and you're like, all spaceships should be the Borg.
The only thing that
you build them in space, they're all just cubes.
The only thing that matters is like wind drag when you're on a planet. And this thing is designed to not care about that.
So we will hover at about what Ixnor believes is shouting distance, but not leaping distance.
Give me a feet distance. This is important.
What, give you distance? How many feet? I think that is.
Yes.
30.
Man, I don't know.
How tall are the Umberhulks?
45 feet.
They're not that tall. Umberhulks are like between 10 and 12 feet tall.
55 feet.
How tall is Hastrix?
Hastrix, if he got up on his rear legs, like picked himself up all the way, he could be easily 20 feet tall. But he doesn't have, like, his body's not built to do that.
63 and a half feet.
63 and a half feet. All right, go ahead and give me an
We're doing Price is Right rule, right? So as long as you don't come over.
Oh, you go over, go ahead and give me an intelligence check to try and set that distance as well as possible. Are you, oh wait, never mind, I'm talking to Ixnor. I was going to say, are you proficient in navigator's tools?
13 plus 2.
Okay, you are set. You believe you've got a good distance. You kind of draw the Mosquito a little closer and kind of turn it a little sideways so you guys can look over the side of the deck at them. Getting a closer look at those Umberhulks, that the red and black is enamel. They've been painted. They literally have like war paint on their shells, different swirls. One of them's got a bunch of hash marks on like the shoulder.
Those are called.
So it's definitely war paint and not like decorative.
Well, no, I meant in the fact that it's an add-on. It is
like he paid exhibit to pimp his Umberhulks.
Yeah. Yo, dog, I heard you like Umberhulks.
But they do have like gold armlets and piercings, and like they're further decorated.
They've been pimped out.
They have been pimped out.
So,
Are they?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was like, are they like? Do they have any recognizable markings? Like, do they have anything that identifies them as? I don't want to say property of a house.
You know what? Go ahead, give me an investigation roll. That's actually a really good. Like, as you kind of like check them out, like you're kind of comparing the different patterns.
I got an 18, which is a 14 plus 4.
There is definitely one marking that appears on both of them. On like the back, like the kind of the like middle section of one of the thorax shells that's in the same place.
Yo, dog, I heard you like Umberhulks.
That doesn't look like it's artistic, and it kind of like it's not like a tribal or anything. It looks like almost like a stamp. And it looks, I mean, I hate to say it, it kind of looks like a squashed spider. Like if someone took a spider and its legs were out.
So I'm going to yell down to Hastrix and go and ask Hastrix to remove his cloak so that we can better see that he isn't, hiding any potential weapons.
Well,
Get off!
Yeah, we're not there just yet.
I threw a gold coin at him like,
there is a momentary pause, and you can it's outside of your hearing range because it's not it's at almost like whisper level down there, so you're not going to be even if you had like, unless you had like clairvoyant hearing, you're not going to hear what Hastrix kind of mumbles something, and there's a pause, and then he reaches up and unlatches his coat and his cloak and takes it off and just kind of throws it on the ground, like it's just almost unceremoniously, like it's not even a matter of like I don't care where this goes. It's gone now, and it's there's no question sitting on his back where the hump is that weird slug-bodied spider thing. It has all of its legs, which means you don't know if it's the same one.
I shoot him.
Do you?
Oh yeah, like
No, if it's I shoot him.
Like I don't shoot Hastrix, but having seen that thing before, literally I do my whole, my little swivel gun comes up off my shoulder and like locks in on him. Not on Hastrix, on the spider guy.
So are you taking aim or are you taking a shot?
Finish your description. Is the spider like connected to him, or does he have it with him?
He's riding him.
I hate to be the voice of reason here, but how about we all just let this develop a little bit before we start shooting anybody?
He's actually riding him.
The spider's riding him.
Yeah.
So the spider,
I target him, but I'll wait. I'll let him finish talking.
Okay.
the spider who is clearly the like master of the Ember Hulk, who is clearly rich enough to pimp his Ember Hulks.
Yes.
He's riding the dragon like a horse.
Yep. And up until 2 seconds ago was riding under the cloak like a warm little blanket.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to know where this is going.
Now, what you do see, look, especially Typhon, now that you've taken taking aim, the little spider critter, he's got little arms up front, like he has little hands, like
I see them.
he's got little. So
It's a Neogi. It's a Neogi, right?
Well, yeah, but you don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know about
My character knows what that is.
It's a shrimp with a
Oh,
spider
that's true.
body.
You actually do.
Yeah, and my character knew it by a different name. Yeah.
Was it Mind?
It's like Mind Spider.
Mind Spiders, yeah. But yeah, I forgot, Typhon, you actually do know the Neogi. In its little front creepy fingers, which I love their little creepy fingers, little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms, it's got a little clay pot with a lid on it. About, I don't know, maybe like almost like a little clay crock pot. About
He has brought appetite.
about this big around.
He's like, I brought everybody hot pot. It's traditional.
I brought buffalo chicken dip.
and Hastrix, with kind of his booming voice, or in somewhat of a booming voice, says, "We've come to help you."
Why?
Is that coming from Hastrix, or is that the voice of the creature on his back? Are you speaking through Hastrix?
There's a little bit of a mumble, and Hastrix goes, "These are my friends. They're just here to help."
That's exactly what they would say.
Help how?
Help why?
Help why? Help do what? Who?
And what do you even think we're about to do?
Hastrix points up at Pontalius and is like, he's in danger. You can't send him back.
Yeah, we're just gonna throw him in space. Don't worry about it.
Wait, send him back to what?
Yeah.
You can't give him to them.
We're not giving him to anyone. He's with us.
Pontalius kind of looks at you with that sort of, are you lying? like
No, we own you. You're our property now.
That's messed up.
I turn around and face my companion or my captors and Pontalius. I look at what has Grazic just says, and I look at Pontalius. I go, well, anyways.
Look, you're not smart enough to get away, so just don't worry about it.
I asked Pontalius, I go, what is that creature? Manon says it's a mind spider. Typhon has already said it's a nagi, it's some sort of snack. And then what do you know about these creatures?
Bardic-nology things. Hang on.
Bardic-nology things.
I like how he's just like, let me activate my bardic knowledge.
Just let me think about that. He goes, I don't. It looks like it might be almost maybe Phyrexian in nature. I don't know.
Wait, did you just say Phyrexian?
I mean, it's all the same universe now.
Yes. He gives you the.
You can't make up words to describe shrimp spiders, all right? You gotta use something they understand.
I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
There you go. See.
Okay. I don't know anything about him. Manon, Typhon, can you enlighten us as to what? Because I'm getting like this like creepy like.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. One of them tried to bite me in Hastrid at what's his name's house, and looked like it's poisonous. I have one of their legs somewhere around here.
With the exception of Lassiter, I need everyone else to make a wisdom saving throw at a DC of 12.
Ew. Throw my dice off the table. It helps.
15.
Oh, E and A.
What kind of save?
Wisdom.
9.
Modifier.
12 plus 4.
16. I'm good.
16.
I rolled a 9.
All right. Well, Grazic and Pontalius are the ones that hear it. Plain as day in your head. You hear, what do I need to do to earn your respect? Pontalius is like, it's listening, it's talking to us.
Oh, jeez. Respect for what? That makes no sense. They're trying to talk to us through our minds. I know you guys probably don't have those kind of powers, but
for the people who are watching at home, I am going to send Grazic a private message because he's being telepathically talked to, and his answer to this could be interesting for the rest of the party to find out. What you're about ready to receive in the chat, Grazic, and I will tell you, I'll show you guys in the video.
Yeah, if only we were 32 feet closer, because then I could similarly telepathically speak to the guy.
Oh, I clicked on the thing.
32 feet. It's what makes the difference.
It is.
Yes, in fact, that was the reason why I needed to know how far back you were going to be, because telepathy has a range.
Does my pseudo dragon hear any of this?
Is your pseudo dragon out invisible? If he is able to be seen, he would have to make a save as well.
Nah, I guess he's in the bag.
Okay.
Grazic is actively going to begin to think about pickling things and eating things and hitting things with clubs, all the thing that Grazic actively loves. And he's going to lean back and goes, he wants to kill the dragon.
Pontalius goes, he's offered to kill it. To show that he is
Grazic will
on our side.
actually ignore Pontalius.
Shrimp Spider, send your dragon home. Tell him never to come back, and then we'll talk.
one of the Umber Hulks reaches out, kind of like leans his shoulder forward, and the Naogi just kind of creepy crawlies up on top of him, carrying a little urn, you know, a little clay pot, and just sort of like sits on its shoulder. And Hastrix is like, but I don't want to go. I want to help my friend.
You need to go home. It's not safe for you here. I'll send you a postcard. We'll have them write the letter.
And the Naogi nods at your you know, like creepy little slug body. Yes. And like there's that little mumble again. They have their little private whispers, and Hastrix scoops up his cloak and like wads it up over his shoulder and looks utterly and completely like puppy kicked dejected. Like I wanted to help in some fashion, you know, just like deflated, and starts heading back the way he came. And so does one of the Umber Hulks, not the one that the Naogi is currently sitting on.
I am totally lost as to what's going on.
Now I feel bad for the guy.
All right, now
I was fine with the blue dragon guy staying. It was it's the Naogi that I don't want around.
The Naogi is trying to gain our trust, and he offered to do so by killing the blue dragon guy.
Once I will gladly say this in game.
Look, the shrimp spider's in charge. We're getting the dragon out of here. See what he wants. If not, we just fly away. He's dumb. He can't jump. Look at me, small. Excuse me. This is foolproof. Brilliant plan.
When he says that, I ask Grezik, the spider creature is in charge, Grezik?
I mean, they're those guys. I'm higher than him, so I'm obviously in charge.
Okay.
You know that. I know. Shouldn't have to explain this to you every other week.
Pontalius kind of shut him out. Go ahead, Nick. You can make another wisdom save to try and shut him out of your brain. With all of your pickle thought, take advantage.
It's every 6.5 months you have to tell me.
15.
All right. Yeah, you managed to basically like get it, you know, break the probe off. And in as much as a wisp as he can, he's saying something down there, like he's trying to talk to you guys, but he's just got a tiny little voice in that weird little slug body. And then, you know, Pontalius is like, he says that he knows about who owned this ship and the trouble that you're in.
Yeah, obviously, like that's the plan, right? Yeah.
What? Even Pontalius, like there's like Pontalius and the voice in his head is both like, what?
Look,
Ictador is going to begin slightly lowering the ship. And he says very quietly to the party, if any of them begin to jump at us, let me know. Making it easier for this communication. Typhon.
No, if we get within 30 feet.
I won't go lower than 30 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
30 feet's probably fine.
Please. In just this like smarmy, like squeaky, hurts your ears comment. I come under truce. I offered you your problem. I've offered to make it go away, and now it has.
yeah. So get to the point. What do you want? I'm tired of all this mind talking, and we got stuff to do today.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we have stuff to do today.
Yeah, I don't get paid by the hour around these parts, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be a very rich man. You might know me. I am kind of rich.
Those who owned this vessel,
Who are, because we own this vessel.
Those who formerly owned this vessel.
True. Yeah.
Who are those people?
They're part of a much larger fleet.
Seems real.
They're obviously not that great. They're dead.
A fleet that is a bother to my people.
There's the information that I wanted.
But who are they?
I require assistance in finding more out. And he taps his creepy little fingers on the clay urn. But that would require us to go someplace else. And I need a ride.
Hard pass. Oh.
Hard pass.
Look,
Creepy shrimp spider mind controllers give you the thumb, the hitchhiker thumb. You just say no.
I can pay handsomely.
Oh.
Our empire is vast, as he points to, like, he points to his Umber Hulk current, like, master blaster
But
friend.
are you not seeing this? My decorative Umber Hulks? I had to buy the set.
These are limited edition. They only you have to stand in line if you want to get these Umber Hulks.
Limited edition.
Eddie Bauer Umber Hulk.
Please. Like sneakers.
Yeah.
They say that all the Umber Hulks say Supreme.
My clan is vast. We are very wealthy.
If you are vast, very wealthy, and clearly powerful enough to influence the mind of a dragon, why do you rely on our help instead of acquiring your own vessel?
I cannot fly.
Could the dragon not have flown you?
I mean, again, vast wealth could hire an arcanist to fly a ship that they buy.
You could have found somebody before us. You could find somebody after us. Why do you require us?
He's like, you saw the new Supreme Court ruling. Uber drivers are employees now. I can't just.
Why? Why would I hire when I can lend direct assistance and create bonds of friendship that last lifetimes?
Yeah, that sounds awful.
The only reason that Typhon hasn't shot him is because Typhon is a robot. That's the only reason. Because I'm not getting the creepy chills. I was like, yeah, you're a mind spider. Bang.
I'm curious if
He rubs the urn.
what is with that?
Stop
urn?
doing that.
I'm also curious as like, could he and his Umber Hulks be of assistance in regards to our plan for the day?
So, anyways, you're a group of murder hobos. Some other murder hobo walks up on the street and he's like, "Hey, I can definitely help you with your murder hoboing." I wouldn't believe it.
I don't believe it because I am the murder hobo.
Yeah, as chief executive murder hobo, this is not a decision you would make. Come on.
I mean, I don't believe any of this.
Yeah, like, let alone like, who wants to be friends? That's weird.
Who wants to be friends?
Like, I want to get off this planet.
Listen.
Also, I have so many questions about why did he bother manipulating Hastrix's mind to think that he was friends with Pontalius. Like, I had so many questions.
Listen. My mind spider people are widely misunderstood. We're just poor poets and poor souls. We're innocent. Just the fact that we're creepy spider people. I mean, people just assume we're evil. Sure, we usually are, but I mean, maybe not this time, right, kids? Huh? Huh?
I mean, this time.
Rubs the urn.
Rubs the urn.
It's totally normal, right, kids? Right?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not evil. I don't have a cat. I have this dead body in an urn.
Right? Like, I don't have a cat. I have a cat's ashes in my urn.
Ah.
I love it.
That's amazing. Like, is that guy just stroking like a can? Oh, that's the ashes of his dead cat. Oh no, that's much worse.
Please. What will it take for me to prove that I mean you no harm?
Greetings, fellow kid.
Send your other Ember Hulk away.
Ooh.
I can't. I'll dry up and die out here.
Dry up.
Yeah, they are insects.
But
Well-
just sitting on the other guy.
But if I must, the Umber Hulk kind of kneels down.
Oh, Umber Hulk, you're my favorite.
And he gets down onto the ground, and the Umber Hulk starts to slowly walk to the other direction.
Just like the sad Hulk music play as he's leaving town.
No, it's not. He's just doing the walk.
I think having an Umber Hulk with us would be pretty sweet. I mean, why would we bring the spider and not the Umber Hulk?
Although you do notice that he
Because
doesn't get very
I can
far.
squish the spider.
He
and
doesn't get
steal
very
his
far
urn.
before he basically like digs down under the ground. So he's not too far away.
Yeah, it's gonna burrow right back this way. Jack us
Yeah.
all. Let's get out of here.
I guess we're at the point in this where we need to make a decision. Do we want to?
I have done what you've asked.
Dumb thing to do.
Because I mean, and do it.
Like, this is literally turning into us being like, do a funny dance. Take off your clothes.
Kiss
Let's not take
Umber Hulk on the mouth and mean it.
Stop hitting yourself.
Do we want to ally ourselves with the spider creature and his Umber Hulk?
Well, I mean, I want to know what help he can give us.
I mean,
And I
if,
want to know what's in the box.
if we're going to continue our plan of what
That
we're
is super okay with a race of spider creatures that control people's minds.
I mean, it's not.
It's the
She's like, no.
I mean,
And
it
I
did.
will admit, 2 Umber Hulks in a fight against the hammerhead shark ship. And
Oh yeah, I would love to just drive by and like drop the Umber Hulks on the Hammership. That would be great. But
yeah.
Also, I would like to point out that one of our ships is like open top. So, like, worst case scenario, we use them and then accidentally hip check them over the side.
Right. I mean, there is always that opportunity that we can take advantage of in the heat of a conflict.
that's the D&D game I know. Listen, there's always a way to kill whatever it is.
All I ask, if you will not be the chariots of my salvation,
Oh my God.
It's of my salvation. Well played.
all I ask is that you step aside and let us at least take it as he gestures to the longboat. Let us at least lay claim to your other vessel. That you legally and willing, that I'm sure your claim upon it is sacrosanct.
Listen, I promised my cat in a jar that I would bury him in space. I just need a ride to space.
Oh man.
So I'm going to ask Pontalius.
Donnie was a really good friend. He was really good at bowling.
You saw fit to take him, my lord, just like you took so many young men that day at Young Lock.
Lassiter, what are you trying to say that's actually game related?
So I'm trying to find out if Pontalius would be comfortable on the longboat with 2 Umber Hulks and a mine spider, because I'm guessing that's what they're gonna call it now,
Dear
too.
God, no.
He's less comfortable with me? Like, what?
Well, that's also true. No, I mean, you do want to fry our brains as well. So I guess I could take the long ship if we're going to continue our plan, and I'll take the Umber Hulk and the mind spider, because he can't penetrate my mind.
Ask what help he's offering, because if the help he's offering is like a single egg,
Yes, yeah, right
like,
now.
I
so
don't
far,
want it.
yeah, so far he hasn't really told us, and of course, in great fashion, he's not using any proper nouns, and he's not really offered any actual help.
Right.
Listen, I know the guys whose ship you stole or acquired, and I just need a ride. Who are they? Don't worry about it.
They're
Why
vast.
would I
and horrible.
lie?
Yeah, they're vast and horrible. Much like
I
my
vote. I vote. We leave. That's my vote.
race. Just let them take the other vessel.
I mean, at this point, we don't want to tussle. So yes.
And we won't be able to do the other thing either. We won't be able to go against the hammerhead.
Why
And the
not?
Why not?
We could totally go against the hammerhead with just the one ship, because all we need to do is shock and awe, breach the other ship, and murder.
Our goal with the hammerhead is to take the captain out. That's our goal. It
Right.
seems pretty simple.
Oh, okay. I literally wanted to crash the longship into the guns or whatever.
We know.
No, because we need the guns later.
We can fix them later. Inconceivable.
I'm thinking about dropping an invisible Grazik on him.
Oh, nice.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Bloop.
We
All right.
shoot an invisible Typhon Sigma.
So,
Like a
so
pistol.
let's but to the original question that Manon had. So we'll say they say down to him. What is the help he's actually offering? Like so far, the help is he needs a ride. Like what's the help he's prepared to offer?
He taps the urn, tap, 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 and says, inside are the secrets of the crew that you slaughtered.
What?
I'm gonna need some actual specifics within the next 10 minutes, or we're leaving you.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to go ahead and start making sense.
I think there's brain in that jar.
I think this
The bugbear is the smartest among you.
Oh my god, it's an actual brain.
Yep. He pulled him and his buddies try and pull him out of people's heads. I've seen it once before, and he caught that Githyanki up there in the cave.
I know where we can find someone who can talk to this.
Well, why do we need to talk to it?
You don't, I do.
Well, it sounds
I
like a
can-
personal problem.
I can talk to it.
You can?
Yeah.
Gross.
You can talk to a brain in the jar.
I think as long as it's a brain, I can still use detect thoughts.
Depending on whether or not whatever the state of the brain is, if it still technically has thoughts in it, it would probably work.
What's your range on that?
Let me find out. I'm gonna laugh if it's close enough. So I do it on my 30 feet.
We're at 30 feet. Read the pot.
Okay.
What kind of information do you get from the pot?
All right, so you are trying to cast detect thoughts.
I'm trying to cast detect thoughts.
All right. You do not get anything off of the actual brain in the jar.
Okay.
What is your DC for the save, however, because the Naogi is within range?
13, so not that great.
Check that. Yeah.
Because we're still only level 4.
Yeah, you actually can pick up a couple of surface thoughts off the Naogi. He is more than a little afraid. He's got that kind of Napoleon style. I'm tiny and you guys are huge, complex thing going on. So he's putting on some bravado, but he's definitely not feeling it, especially now that he's not right next to his overhulks.
He's by himself.
Currently, he's by himself. Yeah.
Right.
Or well, visibly.
We can't see the Umber Hulks. They might be right underneath of him.
The other thoughts that are rolling through his head, you get basically a barrage of images of basically like Githyanki like pirates and raiders. It's like you're watching a war movie of Githyanki killing Naogi and Umber Hulks, and he's legitimately afraid of this fleet of Githyanki.
Everybody hates Githyanki.
This is like when they find a brain bug in Starship Troopers.
This is what he wants you to think.
He's afraid.
Yeah, he actually is. When he said something about this, when he said something about the this fleet, this ship belongs to a larger fleet, you can see it plain as day in his brain. It's several other small ships like this, longer, thinner ships that are like cast from gold and wood. And at the heart of the fleet that he thinks about is that double-sided galleon, that big silver galleon that I showed you guys in the last. It's been 6 months. I just realized it's been a really long time. We pull that up real quick. Where are you at, sir? There you are. It looks a lot like this.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Hey.
That's basically like the ship at the center of this giant fleet of like 20-30 ships. All the rest of them small, fast cruisers, cutters. There's a couple of other Mosquitoes. At least in his mind picture. Whether or not that's legitimately what's out there, who knows? These Githyanki also look like they're 12 feet tall and have like fire in their eyes. You're getting his image of them, but the thoughts that are coming off of him is he's afraid of the Githyanki, and that he like. You can like look down at like the little clay pot where the brain is. The brain is mostly intact. It's been a little misshaped. It didn't get out of the skull all in one piece, but it's kind of been like maybe packed together again. But in his mind, it glitters and sparkles like it's like the fanciest treasure of all time.
What secrets is he expecting it to give us?
That's not necessarily something that because he's not thinking about that. What he is thinking about is if he can unlock the brain, which requires him to get off this planet. Oh, and you probably do see when he starts talking about getting off the planet, there is that image pops into his head.
That is
Big,
a mind player ship, isn't it?
Show that again.
That would look like a look like a snail. Delicious. It's
Void
gargle.
spider.
Tasty.
but we can help one another.
Madam, what do you tell us?
I relay everything that I saw and felt and heard, and in all honesty, it seems important to him, but it doesn't seem super important to us or our current plan. And I mean, this might be me, but it does give us kind of a scapegoat for who to pin our antics upon on this planet, so that when we escape, we won't be targeted by the Githyanki fleet. we can pin it on creepy mind controlling fighters.
If he's with us, or if we just leave him there.
If we just leave him here.
That's a good one, actually. That's
Ixodor doesn't like that plan, but y'all have to have a conversation.
well, what does Ixodor want to do?
Well, I mean, if Madden explains the entire thing that they just heard, then Ixodor would say that let's pick up some Umber Hulks and drop them on a Hammerhead ship. You didn't get anything. I mean, we were expecting this guy to be a predator, but he's running away from. He's a little guy that's running away from big guys, and I super understand that.
Mm.
And I really kind of like the idea of dropping Umber Hulks on a ship. That sounds real fun.
I agree. That sounds pretty awesome.
I mean, that sounds amazing.
Right.
But
So
I also don't like, I mean,
the problem there is that if the lizard men don't kill the Umber Hulks, we're
then
now
we're indebted to another psychic species that has mind control powers.
Which I don't like.
There's two Umber Hulks.
which I'm frankly against.
So we take mind control spider. What's his Sir? What is your name?
Deliax.
What?
Smelly X.
Dummy X?
Deliax of the Third Fane.
Deli X dropping the fucking big time rap number. Deli X. All right, Deli X. I say we take Deli X with. If Madden keeps him on a short leash, and if Madden ever says that he's trying to take over anybody's minds, we throw him off the ship.
I mean, I will go either way. I just want to make sure that we do have a potential scapegoat for stealing a ship from a large fleet.
Mhm.
And by siding with one aspect of a larger conflict, we are now involving ourselves in a larger conflict that did not originally involve us.
I have a feeling that any large conflicts that are currently occurring in the verse, we're going to find ourselves somehow in the center of it based on what our mission is. So,
Oh, most definitely. But this one doesn't have good guys on either side.
Pontalius tries to whisper as much as he can. Didn't we already kill some of them?
Yes, but we could have blamed that
No, I just
on Spider.
yeah, don't.
You mentioned about being involved, and I thought that more or less involved us. Also, we are currently standing on a stolen vessel from their fleet.
Yes.
All of this is
We
true.
are involved.
Pontalius. This vessel belongs to us.
I agree.
There's a difference between a third party coming in and having an isolated incident and then leaving, and the third party coming in and joining the opposing team.
Your wisdom is only surpassed by your beauty. Mm.
so back to the Ocean's 11 scenario.
All right, so we put the spider in a box and we mail it to the Lizardman crew.
And then he pops out and goes all like brain sucky straw.
At
On
this
the
point, the
captain.
sun is now officially up. Like it is the whole you can especially from your elevated position, you can see the entire landscape. And in the shadow of the sun, you can see actually a little bit of an outline of the Hammership in orbit. So you know that it's right there. And when the sun starts to become actually particularly bright right here. Deliax, he's like, I need to go. I need to go. And he's like trying to find something to hide behind.
So I will explain to the rest of the crew that they can't handle direct sunlight.
Okay.
Um,
So back to Ocean's 11.
I
Gal-
also do not
Galahad,
like
Lancelot, and I jump out of the rabbits.
So,
think that's
final
fair.
show of hands. Are you taking the spider or not?
If
Ixodor.
Ixodor being the champion of the little guy wants to take the spider, then I guess we take the spider.
All right.
Yeah.
In
Because I don't know either way.
character, I think Grazik thinks this is the dumbest idea ever. He brings no value. There's no reason to let him come along with us. Out of character, like, yeah, why not? But Grazik is indifferent. This is dumb to him.
Grazik doesn't like bullies, though. He might be down to help this guy.
No, this thing definitely eats people's brains.
He's literally got a pot with
Yeah.
a brain in it.
Like
But
Grazik,
he didn't eat the brain. He brought it with him.
like
And he's stroking like a villain.
I don't.
Look, Donnie's good at bowling.
I don't want to like railroad the game a different way or anything because but at the same time, like, brain in a jar, guy has a mind slave dragon that's not an entirely bad guy because Pontalius kind of sucks, and for whatever reason this dragon likes him. And then he's showing up with 2 Umber Hulks, and then he wants us to give him a ride to a spaceship full of lizard men who don't like us and don't really give a shit about him, and he's got 2 Umber Hulks.
Yeah, I mean, nothing you've said is wrong. Like,
But so like we're again, this is Ben speaking, not Grazik, because Grazik is like, this is dumb. I'm gonna have to do all the heavy lifting, and we're gonna bring along one of these shrimp spiders that obviously tore a leg off.
Grazik would say that if we didn't have them, he's going to have to do all the heavy lifting. It's
Right, but I want you guys as like role players and as you know, people in rational thought who's not like, you know, I'm gonna club this thing, I'm gonna eat this thing, and I'm gonna get some money. Like, what value does this thing have? Oh, I got a brain in a jar, guys. You guys want to bring me along?
I mean,
yes.
I kind of agree.
I mean, the violence is the attraction for Grazik. Grazik's like, you know, if I have to kill this thing too, more fun. Great. Like, it's all about the fight. But that's you guys. Grazik is kind of like,
Thing has brain in a jar and talks in people's heads. I don't like it.
Like, I kind of agree on the. I don't really see the benefit to bringing him along. I see the appeal to drawing the Umber Hulk on the battle, which is definitely like, I can see that a lot of people want to do that. But also, from a roleplay perspective, Manon grew up with stories of these guys. She doesn't want to travel with one, and she has no problem with this guy being inferior or this guy and his people being picked on by other people because
She's
they're
like,
not
I don't care
Like-
if they're getting murdered, whatever.
no,
Yes,
like
it is
if bad
all-
people
yeah.
are being bullied, that doesn't make the bad people not bad.
Punch Nazis in the face. If Manon says that they're bad people and she doesn't want to be with them, we'll just leave.
Yeah. All right, we bounce.
All right, so you basically, Ixodor is like, all right, we've made our mind up.
Mhm.
You start pulling away. It makes this just off, like it's like a screeching. Its version of like a profane milking the giant cow. No! You know, but it's a high-pitched whistle coming out of that little slug body.
Well, I mean, we left a longship behind. It's got a vessel. It can take it.
The two Umber Hulks pop up right next to him on both sides, just like columns of sand, and throw stones about this big toward your ship. Ixodor, I need you to make 2 dexterity saves,
Oh, I don't want to do that.
I don't.
Little shit.
but not.
Never gonna let us say no.
That is 18 plus 2, so that's a 20. And a 7 plus 2, which is
Oh,
Well, the 9 still beats my 6.
So
because I rolled like garbage. So the first stone, which actually had a decent chance to hit you, you were like, and no. And the second one just was maybe you were just too far away at that point, and it kind of like airballed. Just didn't quite make it. You're like, I didn't dodge, but you didn't get me.
That's why there's no Umber Hulk QBs.
There you go. Funny fingers for that.
Johnny Unitas, Umber Hulk.
Johnny Utah. What? Sorry.
Well, special Umber Hulk Utah.
There's definitely a couple more rocks that get thrown, but you're well out of range in like seconds.
Bye, deli snack. Have fun on the ground.
Yeah, sorry. So you immediately pick you get up off the out of the atmosphere.
That interrupted our rest.
It did not interrupt your rest. It was at the end of your rest.
Okay.
It was in the morning hours when you guys had finished your rest, but you hadn't quite got up yet.
Yeah, he was at least polite enough to come, during business hours.
I mean, there's that.
It's a long walk from where they were at, from Hastrick's house.
Spidertown. Spidertown's way downtown. It's nowhere near this neighborhood.
All right. So where are you taking him, Ixidor? There's a full body chill when you leave the atmospheric envelope. As suddenly, obviously the rest of you don't feel it because you're in the little magic bubble of the ship, but the ship feels it, and therefore Ixidor feels it. You get this kind of like, it's like being dipped in a cold bath.
I don't like anything about this.
Yep. But you quickly grow accustomed to it, as this is the first time that you've been free of gravity in this ship, and it is legitimately, as a kobold, it's a freak mutation when you guys are born with wings and they automatically get like thrown up into nobility. The winged kobolds are, it's like, oh, you guys have like legitimate dragon strain in you. So flying as a kobold is the kind of dreams that you wake up from dreams where you were flying, and like you want to go back to bed because you're like, I was flying like all of the old ones did. As soon as you break that gravity pull and you are kind of out, have complete 360-degree control over a very fast and nimble vessel, it is almost euphoric. Like you are like, I am one of, like, if you could find a way to mount some kind of flamethrower on the front of this thing.
He's a dragon.
What?
So we crest through the planetary sphere space, and we hit space, and Ixidor, a 100-year-old sage that has done nothing but study the idea of dragons, feels like a dragon.
For the first time ever.
Everyone's going to experience it as he freaks the fuck.
He cries.
Like, I mean, we're like, woo!
I require dexterity saves from everyone.
Yeah, it seems real good.
This is just a getting battered around the deck.
Oh no.
No,
That's a
I
7.
totally failed mine.
17 plus 2.
You don't have to.
I feel great.
You don't have to. Well, Ixor, you didn't have to take it.
That's where he's loop de loop.
So I'm the rogue, and I got a 2 plus 3, 5.
Which is funny because Pontalius got like a 19. So he's like, we're good.
Well, his center
have to hold on.
Sit his fat ass down.
Yeah. Plants his feet firmly. All right, we're good.
But he's also used to it. He's more used to it, right?
He absolutely. And there's no damage done or anything like that. You don't like have any risk of like falling off or anything.
Mhm.
Not unless
Face plant.
Not unless Ixidor suddenly puts the brakes on while you guys are upside down. Otherwise, inertia kind of keeps you guys together. But there is a lot of whoa, and somebody might fall and tumble. You might scrape a knee or something. But nothing like legitimately, wound worthy. After a few minutes, you get to you kind of once that initial rush passes, maybe because someone may shout a profanity from somewhere that you kind of shakes you out and you go, oh yeah, I've got passengers. Whoops. You're like, nope, I'm still dragging. Where are you taking them as Halastoop grows not smaller, just
we could see the ship.
You can see the shadow of the Hammership. It is basically between you and the star, or the reflection of light on the side of the sphere. Sorry, Spelljammer's weird. So you can see like the black outline of that hammerhead looking ship.
Well, we're headed that way.
Okay. Is there anything anyone is doing to prepare or get ready or anything like that along the way?
Does this vessel have any type of offensive capabilities?
So it has a mount for basically a ballista, but there isn't one currently on it. Like you can see the pintle part. You can see where there is like, there could be. It's just not on there right now.
Is there one in storage?
It looks like perhaps in the crash it was damaged.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Like you guys repaired the mount. Like it's like all you need to do is you buy another you can either do a light catapult or a
ship
ballista.
is supposed to be, this ship is part of that other ship, right?
No.
No.
Utterly unrelated.
This is the
Githyanki's little fast raider.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah, because if you're on the longboat's part of the other ship. That one's designed to, basically remora dock and boop.
We thought we'd be able to land on that other ship and it would be okay. I now understand why 6 months ago and now we really cared about that longboat.
Yeah.
This one looks a creepy little insect leg over.
Well, you could land on the Hammership. I'm just saying you couldn't land both of them.
Right.
There was
none of it. But the longboat would have been expected to land on it.
Yeah, correct. The mosquito coming up and landing on it
land on
is probably going to draw a few more eyebrows.
One is a expected thing that's going to happen, and the other one is an act of aggression.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that other vessel, the Hammerhead, has much better offensive capabilities because it seems like a very predatorial type vessel.
It is much larger than you guys. It's about 3 times as large, and you suspect, because it is more of an actual warship. It's not a it's not a carrier. It's not a barge. It's like it is a ship designed to go in and hit things pretty hard. That it probably has some.
The Hammership is literally it's like a Greek trireme. Like it can smash stuff with its bow. It has usually a forecastle with a weapon, a rear castle with a weapon.
So we should probably come from underneath, and then hook a leg over, and then flip ourselves in, and then murder.
Right. And then run murder program.
Yeah.
So I am going to approach the ship. And then the idea is going to be we're going to look see it, and then we're going to go below it, and then around.
It's like we're Flotsam Paradise getting ready to attack the freaking Robotech ship, the big battleship from Robotech.
SDF-1.
Yeah.
So
SDF-1. Wow, man, we are pulling out some hardcore references.
Yeah, this show is only for this is only for serious nerds. If you're not on board, then
hey nerds, if you're not up on 20+ year old, or in some cases close to
30.
almost 35-year-old.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it's like, I'm pretty sure you're making references older than I am.
All right. In fact, actually, I guarantee the one he just made was.
Yep.
No. The SDF one is definitely that's a
deep cut.
that's an old reference.
That is a deep cut.
Trooper references. They're from what, the late 90s?
All right. So you're trying to take a stealthy approach in your Mosquito ship towards the Hammerhead, which, as far as you're concerned, as far as you know, the Hammerhead has just been basically in orbit for several days. Because Pontalius said that he's been gone for about a week, and that the lander came down. What was it? Krut, the big old giant lizard man. Remember, he had been sent down just a couple of days back to go fetch Pontalius because Pontalius hadn't come back yet.
Yes.
I got a big old pouch of crud.
Yeah, you do, and that's messed up. But an urn with a brain in it is just right out.
I got like scales and claws. That's normal. Come on.
So
And he's not stroking it like a pet.
Crap, we're gonna have a lot of fun up there, buddy.
this just got weird. All right, so you are you literally like Menon's like, can we try and come up from underneath? Are you trying to make a stealthy approach?
So here's the ship. This is the Hammership.
Yeah.
And I want to do this.
Okay, so you're making a loop around it, so there's no question they see you. You want to make sure that you're aware, or you want to make sure that they know you're there.
No, I want to be able to see the entire ship so that we can make a decision about what the fuck we're gonna do.
Oh, okay, all right. Hey, Chris, watch them F-bombs, yo. Remember, this goes on YouTube. I mean, it's not bad, but I want children to be able to enjoy Spelljammer again.
No.
Think of the children, Chris.
You heard our references? What?
Sometimes I'll need a time machine to enjoy this, but I will.
Right? It's like, I paid rent and I don't know these references.
All right, so
That's
so yeah,
one
you,
deep cuts.
That's a deep cut.
all right, go ahead and make one of your intelligence steering rolls to take that large loop without. Basically, you're trying to do a pretty wide navigation without it looking like you're driving right at it. You're like, no, you're not. You're trying not to buzz the tower.
2, 13.
What was that?
11 plus 2 is 13.
All right, you are coming in a little hot and fast because again, this ship is very scooty.
Scooty, nice
Scooty.
word.
But as the Hammership starts to grow in you're like, they might think I'm trying to ram them. Let's not do that. And so you kind of dip down, slow it down a little bit. And you guys can see, Menon, I will say, if you would like to be partaking in the looking, most everybody can do their raw perception to just get a kind of just a look over, a passive perception. But if you want to do a perception test to get some details, you can.
She can do that, or we all can do that.
Period, everybody. The only one that really can't is Ixodor because he's driving.
I got 16.
13.
Yeah, Ixodor is kind of limited to his passive perception unless he decides to stop driving and look.
Yeah, I have a 13 passive. That's good enough for me.
Okay.
I'm in it. I'll roll just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I rolled and I got a 16.
15.
What were you at last night? Or you just do your
I got a 13. I rolled and got with bonus 13.
Okay. So it's not hard to see the Hammerhead itself. Typhon was right. It's got 3 different weapon stacks on it. 1 to the back and 2 to the front. You can see catapults, and it's got in the mouth of the Hammerhead part, there is 1 ballista pointing forward. 1 full-size ballista, like the kind of thing that takes down castle walls, or at least chunks of castle doors. And scurried around the ship is roughly about a dozen lizard folk of various sizes. And you can 100% see I'm going to pull him up. So I'm going to show you, and I'll show the viewers at home as well. I'll pull up his picture. You can see this gentleman. Oh, helps me if I do this. I need to share my screen with you guys. Multiple one. Wait, no, I'm so confused. Share the screen. Hit the button.
You guys can download the soundtrack too. Just Brian will put the link up.
So that is he is stomping around, giving orders.
Fancy man.
He's
He is in a
Captain Lizard Spikebeard.
He is in a fancy coat. He's got a big hefty like oversized cutlass. And he's doing a lot of pointing and barking and whatever, especially now that there is a ship flying around. He has done several pointing at your guys' ship. And there are people manning the catapults and like kind of swiveling, like two little lizard men will be like pushing the thing around to try and aim it, and one guy's cranking it down. What do you wish to do? What is your
deploy parachutes? Let's go.
Yeah, get me close and I'll just like walk off the side.
I mean, if you can get me within 30 feet, I can just Misty step directly onto that guy.
When you guys get within about 30, 40 feet of it, your guys, the two little bubbles will basically become one bubble. And you like gravity and atmosphere and everything will match to each other. So you're effectively on the same plane, so to speak.
So I'm going to try to land.
Okay. As you draw closer, the catapults do not fire. They're aimed at you. There's no question. But when you start coming in at you're not a nosedive angle. It's not an attack vector. But when you start kind of sliding in, you hear like quick blasts of like a trumpet, like. Boop, 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 boop. And the lizard folk, with the exceptions of the ones that are on the catapults, start to kind of like group up and sort of prepare. The only real area on the hammerhead where you can land is there's a big midsection deck.
Please tell me we hear the Flash Gordon music starting and he's like, "Stop all engines, propel borders."
The Mosquito is just large enough that you're kind of like gonna like straddle the deck, but it can fit. Like it's not gonna wreck, but it does require you to to go ahead and do that intelligence driving roll to make sure that it's not all right, lined up.
Good. Pray for this roll.
When Pontalius sees what you're doing,
15 plus 2 is 17.
You have actually an additional D6 if you would like to take it.
Because
Pontalius leaned over and basically says this in an unbelievably unaccented draconic. Normally he's got that kind of froofy voice.
+1.
He leaned over and he's like, "This ship was made for you. You can do this."
18 total.
You set it down. There's a little bit of a screech as the metal legs of the Mosquito rake down the metal railings of the deck. And then and you kind of set straight. Now, when the two bubbles became one bubble around the ships, you could then suddenly hear the guy giving orders. You basically you could hear
no more vacuum in between us.
The captain yelling back and forth to his people. Does anybody aside from Ixidor speak Draconic and Pontalius?
Hold on.
Fluently, obviously.
I do.
You do?
Nope.
Yep.
So that's the language that he is giving orders in, and basically he is prepared to prepare to repel boarders. Their ship is unarmed. We take prisoners. We need to know what this is about. And then he sees Pontalius on the ship.
He's like, I know what it's about.
And he's got his cutlass out, and he's like, sticks it back puts it in a scabbard, and in Draconic tells all the rest of them, he goes, stand by, belay the orders, stand by. This could be retrieval. And then in kind of not okay, it's okay common, it's broken common. He's like, oh, and who dares land on my ship?
All right, first things first, I'm gonna throw some of my rations in my bag of crud.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna take some of my rations and throw them in my bag of crut piece with scales and whatnot.
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough.
All right.
Priorities.
We'll let you guys play for a little bit, and we'll see how this goes.
I was going to ask if Ixidor relayed any of the like, hold on, this could be retrieval, because like we can play with that.
Ixidor will say that they think we might be bringing back Pontalius.
Just kind of what I had hoped for if they saw him.
And Pontalius goes, but we're not, right?
We're not.
No, we jump him here. This is the plan. It's going right.
I take out a pair of shackles and I go, no, just put these on, Pontalius.
Just put these on.
I elbow Typhon, and does the mosquito have like a ramp or anything?
Yeah, it's got a ramp that comes out of the chin.
Yeah, so I elbow him to follow me, and I gesture and I say, Dorian Retrieval Service, here to make delivery. And I walk with purpose up to the captain.
I would require you.
I will shadow her like I'm the hired muscle.
I would require you to make a deception check, as he will make an insight check to determine if he believes your little story.
Does he not?
22. So that
Look at you.
Something plus 3, because that's math.
Because that's math. You come down with enough confidence, and you've got this Warforged behind you. It definitely seems, and you have a Pontalius on the boat. Like that is, it's different if you just showed up with empty-handed and be like, I'm here to bring home something to you. And his hand comes off of his cutlass, still in the scabbard. His hand and he walks forward and he's like, well, welcome to the Hullgnasher. I could have sent a boat for you, as he looks up at your ship, sort of mounting his.
We were already on our way. And then I start rattling off the list of prizes and fees that he's incurred.
While this occurs, can Grazak sneak off the ship?
Hey, give me a stealth check.
Wait, before you go, you're gonna get. Would you like to be invisible?
Oh, I mean, I'm always invisible, but if you want to help, that's great.
I will cast invisibility upon Grazak.
Yeah.
All right.
Amazing. That's the best moment of the night. So yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak off the ship and find like some boxes or something, because I'm still Grazak is still convinced that he is hiding with his infallible bugbear stealth.
Well, that's not hard now. At this point, there's no I was gonna make you roll stealth, but between the scene unfolding at the front of the ship and you being invisible, I don't think that's necessary to make any stealth checks or anything. You're not a one-man band. You're not wearing symbols or anything. So you walk forward, and you're trying to find like someplace to hide.
To a position where I could jump the captain.
Well, right now the captain is right by your friends in the front of the boat.
Okay.
Well, I feel that we should probably go to the captain's quarters to discuss anything that we need to do as far as like the transfer of ownership or of this property that we are returning. And there's obviously got to be some sort of reward. And as Menon has already stated, this particular beast has incurred a hefty damage tag on some of the things that we had our hands in. He's quite cumbersome.
Smelling the air around you guys.
There was like a cult deprogramming fee.
Right. The cult deprogramming fee.
we are running a special on that though.
You bear the scent of my crew.
What?
You've already met some of my men.
So I will literally just rotate my head so I'm looking at him, and I will say they had been taken over by the dragon cult.
Give me a deception check.
It's not like he can read my
Like,
face. Can I do intimidate instead? Because I'm trying to like lean over him.
No,
Yeah, wrong call here.
you cannot intimidate him.
I rolled a 19.
All right. Well, he narrows his eyebrows, well, his eye ridges at you, but still.
I continue. Sometimes the deprogramming doesn't work.
Well, bring down my academic and let us. Have you dined? I would be remiss if I did not invite you in.
I am familiar with what lizards eat, and I do not particularly want to eat what they are offering.
We have indeed not had breakfast or any type of meal this morning. So yes,
We've had one breakfast, yes.
Second breakfast, no.
There's no halflings in this group.
And it's almost time for 11sies.
That's a 20-year-old reference.
It is.
But every like 6 years or so, a new property that's related to it gets released.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and pull up a few minor notes real quick. Are you going to join him in the cabin? This ship actually has a below deck and a cabin.
I definitely am, because I definitely didn't get a chance to relay my plan to anybody when this happened. My plan is get everybody who's good at melee within range of the captain and then stab.
Kind of little et tu brute action on the captain.
Yeah.
All right.
Oddly enough, same idea.
Oddly speaking.
So oddly enough, same idea, sneak attack.
All right. Then yeah. So yeah, if you guys decide to hit now, Ixodor, are you leaving the Mosquito?
No.
Okay. All right.
That's his new dragon body.
I very specifically would have been on the back of Grazik and or Typhon if I was leaving this place. I'm not leaving this place. Me and Pontalius, we ain't going anywhere.
Well, Pontalius actually is supposed to go with because he's
Right.
being transferred.
Yeah, and I think Lassiter is his unofficial prison guard.
So
I'm not going anywhere.
okay,
And Typhon-
that's why I was asking. It was like
I'm sitting on the helm. And flying Ixodor, little Ixodor gets out.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait, little Ixodor.
Who had the sending stone? So Lassiter had a sending stone, and then did Ixodor have the other sending stone?
Ixodor.
no. Yeah, Exeter had it, yeah.
Perfect. That would be his little remaining contact.
Okay. Let me get a couple of notes pulled up for this meeting, and we will be right back in in 2 seconds.
I'll be right back.
All right, cool. So while we were kind of getting stuff ready, I went up and put a picture up of Captain Sarl, fangs in flesh. You guys know who he's talking to, or know who they're talking to, as he leads you guys down a set of stairs. As soon as you get down the set of stairs, it is a completely different, like the lower deck of this ship is a completely different animal than the upper deck. The bottom deck there is like a thin layer of like moss growing on almost everything. It smells like a greenhouse. It's the lizard folk have basically adapted the deck down here to be almost swamp-like.
They're making their own oxygen.
It's not muddy, so it's not like wet. It's just sort of damp.
We're gonna have to do a lot of cleaning.
And you can hear more lizard folk shuffling around down here. You might not be able to see them because they're probably behind, like around a corner or whatever, but you can definitely hear others having their, for those of you who do know Draconic, you can hear them talking back and forth, discussing, now that we've got him back, how long are we staying? Let's get the hell out of here. Where's Crut? Crut never came back. Someone came down, and the rumor is already starting to trickle amongst the deck or amongst the crewmen that Crut and his entourage, that they fell over to the local cult. That they've fallen in with they've fallen in with the locals. How dare they? It's the infidels have infected them with their multi-headed their multi-headed dragon.
They went native.
They went native. Yeah, there you go. Gross. And then you are brought to a single metal hatch door that is latched in place with a big old heavy bar, which he picks up and moves. And on the other side, you realize why it's locked why it can be locked.
It's full of Umber Hulks.
What?
It's full of Umber Hulks.
Yeah, 10 Umber Hulks. Right, they're all playing Parcheesi. No, there is chests. Like this room is filled with loot.
We're gonna get paid.
There are chests and sacks that you can see, like the angle of there's items in there of some kind. Maybe not necessarily swords or shields, but they're pokey. And in the back of the back of this room, where you would expect a normal captain would probably have a desk or something, like where you could put maps out or whatever, there is a giant like a nest of leather strips and cloth padding, where Captain Sarl just immediately like walks over, kind of does the little dog turnaround thing, and sort of flops back where he and so leaving you standing in the room, and he's like, my servants will bring food. Would you like wine, brandy?
Brandy sounds good.
Does your thing servant require anything?
It's your thing servant.
I think he's referring to Typhon.
I don't react.
Oil.
Oil can.
And a heart. He needs a heart and some oil.
It's just with the beat in the background. It looked like a really weird 90s rap video for a second.
I mean, are we all thinking it? I mean, is this our opportunity? Is this our time? Do we want to?
Who is in the room?
I mean, we're all in the room.
I am not there.
What?
I mean, I know,
Right.
I know I and Typhon and probably Lester and
Grazik.
and Chatty McChatty faces in there. Has Grazik successfully stealthed into the room? Because he's invisible.
Invisible.
And as long as you guys didn't immediately like rush through, now keep in mind, invisibility in 5e is more like predator invisibility. You can still kind of be seen, sort of, but your natural, your like regular stealth is enormous.
Yeah.
And he has no reason to look for you.
Yeah.
So as long as you guys kept a couple of paces between you, you could easily slip in. Or in the case of Pontalius, he has to like open the door and stoop in, and like it takes a second for him. You could easily just sneak in right in front of or behind him.
Yeah. Why we're moving toward, once we've seen the room and he's settled, Grazik is going to take a mouthful of his rations and start chewing it and slowly put scales in his mouth. Got a plan.
But we can't see any of that. That's all invisibility.
Yeah, that's all him doing stuff.
I'm just standing in a corner like, yeah, this is going to get good.
Invisible. You're invisible, eating weird shit in the corner.
You know what he's doing? He's invisible in the corner watching us eating popcorn, waiting for action.
No, I'm
That's
gonna
exactly what he's doing.
I'm gonna spit his first mate in his face, scare the shit out of him, and start clubbing him. Excuse me, stuff out of him. Just waiting for the kill here.
Well, don't you actually have that bracelet piece of his first mate in like your bag?
Yeah.
I would almost feel like to toss that out.
Yeah.
What if this? Stab.
Out of nowhere, the bracelet just comes flying and hits the captain in the face.
Bonk.
Grazik does have a flair for the theatrics, so if you guys are, standing around drinking brandy, he's like,
I mean, I will gladly just kind of sit there and continue with the contract negotiations while everybody gets themselves into their preferred positions. And then Grazik and Lassiter probably have the best, like, shock and awe round.
Well, there's not a good way to get behind or next to him because of the nest. He basically is like kind of in the corner of the room dominating a section, and there's chests and piles all around.
So I'm guessing like if he's in this corner, we're like standing around him.
Kind of, yeah. Like you kind of you can't get too close because of the piles of stuff. And there is a back door to this cabin that keeps opening with these little lizard men servants coming in and bringing.
I almost think that somebody was invisible could probably go there and put a latch down.
So what I would do is I would like wait for the servants to serve us stuff, and then like move chests in a way so that it looks like I'm arranging chairs.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll let you choose whether or not you want to do deception or performance, because that's kind of a cool act.
Let me see, which ones am I better at? I'm the same at both of them. Let's do deception.
All right.
I like giving the choice. You're like, deception.
This is.
That's a 6.
When you fuck. Oops, sorry.
Let's go.
My mistake. He
My fault. I take full responsibility.
You start moving stuff around, and he's like, we're not here for that. You've brought back my scholar, and I appreciate this, but there wasn't an active bounty, and I didn't hire you. What do you want?
Someone say the dramatic thing we all want to say. Your head. No, yeah. Your ship.
Grazik's feeling kind of froggy. He's waiting for somebody to jump. Now full prep.
Nobody's
Nobody's got it. Nobody's got it. Anybody? 3.
I mean, the big answer is we want a ship. I mean, that's what we want.
Yeah,
Does
well,
that
I
make-
could be all dramatic and like stop pushing the chest, turn around and like I could be super dramatic and like sit down across my leg and be like,
Don't-
your ship.
Yes, yes, yes.
There's a moment of waiting for you to tell the rest of your joke.
All right. I think at that moment, Grazik is going to try in great Buddha style green mist, spit the chunks of crud in his face, and club him simultaneously.
I will. You already have advantage on the attack because you're invisible. So I am gonna go ahead and give him, make him make a test for the purposes of not so much the spray, because again, you've got everything going for you in this. Like you're stacking goodness upon goodness upon goodness. But we'll see if there's a further negative. All right, continue. Let's go ahead and get initiative out of everybody. This is definitely a surprise round. You guys knew you were going in here based off of jumping. So you are not, just because Grazok appears and does this stuff does not change the fact that you guys knew this was going to happen. So you will get to act on the surprise round as well, because you knew you were waiting for someone to start this. Ixidor, don't roll initiative because you're up on your thing. And honestly, depending on what happens, it might not ever get to the top floor. Who knows? Lassiter, what do you got?
I got a 17, 14 plus 5.
Really good.
Typhon?
I got an 11.
Grazek?
21.
Menon?
I got a 22, which is a 20 plus 2.
All right. And there's that, and that. And I hit this button to make it go. All right. So technically Manon is faster than Grazek, even though Grazek is starting this shebang off. But it is such a close, like it is so close to the to each other. Basically, I'm going to say that you see him start to like appear as he goes, starts to spit. So you can go ahead and take you can take your action at the, kind of roughly at the same time Grazek is. What would you like to do?
I would like to. Where is it?
I cast mind bullets.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to use. Where is it? I'm going to upcast Dissonant Whispers as a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
And that's 46. I rolled a 20. Or 4.
Well, I
damage.
don't think Dissonant
Yeah.
Whispers requires you to roll the hit.
That's the damage. The save is a wisdom save of 13.
All right. Shoo-doo-doo-ba-doo-doo. All right. Do you have a bonus? Not much of one. Okay, so he takes half,
So
or
half
is it an all or nothing on this one? I'm pretty sure Dissonance for half.
You should be half.
Yeah.
Yeah, half as much and doesn't have to move away. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so he gets zapped with this psychic blast of horrible whispers that sound like, Manon starts whispering sounds of languages that people haven't, spoken in thousands of years, and it strikes him in the ear holes, and then Grazek gets to go.
So yeah, Grazik will try and projectile spit a mouthful of pickles and dried meats and whatever pieces of crud he can comfortably fit in his mouth.
He is wearing it now.
Great. And with a mighty battle cry, 16 on 1, and then there'd be 16 plus 5, so I think other one's a 12 attacks. Oh, yeah, plus 5. So 21.
All right, 21 definitely hits.
Would my bugbear sneak attack Rachel apply here?
Yes, it would.
We did it, guys. We did it.
Because this is a Brian Steele game, I refer because that way it's easier for me in the future. You have successfully struck an armor class, therefore you know what that armor class is. So that way you don't have to constantly ask every time, does a 16 hit, does a 17 hit, does it this hit? He is only armor class 14.
All right. It's 8, 1, 2, 7, 3, 14 damage.
It connects, it hurts.
Not
there's
the
the splinter, it like smashes in one of those big old shoulder pads of his. And he
fancy jacket.
And grabs it howls wildly, but he's less than impressed with that blow.
Lassiter, you are up.
All right, rapier to the face, or whatever other organ is really in need of the damage.
The face, the most common organ.
Yeah.
Epidermis. Rapier to the epidermis.
This is my face-seeking rapier. The most dangerous one.
Face, rapier face.
Apparently, I'm just kind of like a posturing right now, just kind of posturing with my rapier as I stick into the nest.
Well, you had advantage because you're ambushing.
Oh, okay.
This is a surprise round.
Well, thank you for that, because a 9 does not hit.
You're welcome.
Again?
You know what? It was fate. You stabbed nothing but nest. Like,
well, I'm also a little grossed out by this whole like explosive crux and
the grossness makes you go.
Yeah, it's like, what in the dude? I'm actually trying to kill him.
This was not part of the plan, Grazik. All right, so that gets skipped. That gets up. Typhon, you are next as part of the ambush round.
Right. So I will step forward. My war face kicks on. The red glow appears. So I got that. The first one is a natural 20, and the other one with my modifiers.
Well, natural 20 is a crit, so that will.
And the other one will be
Destroy him.
You said he's 14. My other hit's a 17.
Okay, so they're both going to connect.
Okay, I'm gonna spend one of my key points to do flurry of blows, which is I can hit him again, I think.
Yeah, technically. So, all right. Basically, your second unarmed strike is a bonus action. You can turn in your second bonus strike or that bonus action by spending a key point and get 2 bonus strikes instead. You're supposed to do that before you roll the second attack.
Oh, I thought I have to hit with one to do it.
No, you just have to have attacked with a martial arts or monk weapon.
Oh, okay. I thought I had to hit with one before I could decide if I want to do it.
No.
What's the one that does that? Because one of my abilities is I have to hit first.
Stunning strike later on.
Okay, all right.
That one you
right.
definitely gotta.
So I'll attempt to hit him a third time, and I got a 16 with my bonuses. So,
yeah. All right. So all 3 of them hit. You'll double the dice on the first one.
All right. So the first one's gonna be.
You bum rush him.
All right. So the first one's gonna be.
Every time a monk says they're going to do the flurry of blows, I just think of Ip Man, the first movie.
So I throw my microphone.
So it's going to be 23 total.
Okay.
For just the first hit.
What's up?
For just the first hit.
That's all of it.
That's all of it together.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh.
I don't do that much damage, not yet.
All right, so that is you. That is that. Pontalius. Technically part of this attack.
It's like we're murder hobos now.
He'll try and stab with his rapier. He'll unsheath his rapier and be like,
I don't like you either.
Yeah, well, and he'll say again, unaccented Draconic, as if he's spoken it his entire life. He'll tell him, he's like, you should have never bought me.
Ooh.
Good thing I don't speak this language.
And 16 will hit. For 5?
Baby. Big old elephant man
Awful.
hits him for 5.
That, it was awful. It was like just like pinpricks him, like boink.
I mean, believable.
Yeah, boink. Then everybody else. Okay, come on. Because we're on the everybody in the encounter on the upper deck is still technically in my list, so I have to go. Okay, here we go. So top of the actual order, men and you are back at the top. Captain does not look terribly happy about all these stabs and beatings that he's taken, but he also does not necessarily look all that injured either.
That's okay.
I should've
I
damage.
am going to cast. Ooh.
I don't know that spell.
Level
Okay,
1.
Ooh.
So I'm going to cast Dragon Spirit on myself.
Okay.
So, what damage do I want to choose? They're lizard folk. So, not poison. Maybe acid. Acid's normally good.
Don't they not like cold? I don't remember. I mean, acid always works.
Yeah. Acid worked last time, so I'll just stick with acid.
Acid works. When in doubt, acid out.
Cold.
See,
Yeah.
black dragons live in swamps. They like swamps.
And then I am going to spend a sorcery point to re-roll some of those damage dice. Because my 3d6 ended up with 2 1s.
Oof. And what is the DC save on
It's
this?
it's a Dex DC of 13.
Okay. So what was your total?
So I need 2 more d6s. Really not better. 8.
Oh, he's not looking great now.
But
that lifted that was just enough to put him into a position.
that was a bonus action.
Oh, that was your
spell,
bonus
which
action.
means
Sorry.
I can do a spell as my cantrip, or an
Correct.
action spell as my
That's
cantrip.
cool.
Correct.
So I am going to do. You said I don't like cold, right?
That was
I
a
know.
guess. I have no
No,
idea.
he's guessing.
Okay, this isn't cold anyways. This is necrotic. Let's do chill
works.
touch.
Product. Now there's the thing that always works.
No.
Unless
Oh
they're
my
dead,
god!
always a winner.
Not when I roll a 1.
That's good.
So yep,
I
you
rolled
try
a
to
24 to hit, but I did 1 damage.
Kill damage.
ow. Grazik.
Necromancy.
It's definitely like a chill folk.
Grazik will use his action surge.
Necromancy.
I cast chill touch. Grazik will definitely use his action surge here, as he's all about the action. So I'll make 2 attacks. Yeah,
All right.
that's the thing. I hit a 13 on one, so that's a miss, but I rolled 19 on the other, so that was
Yep.
a critical. Champion fighter, you guys. Get to roll 2 dice. Do I add double my strength or just 1?
No, the strength is added only once. The
Okay, I
only
get to
thing that
reroll.
doubles on a crit are any dice related things.
I get to reroll the 2 I roll because I'm a champion fighter.
You're a champion.
It's for a 3. So 13 points of damage in total.
All right.
Nice. And I will kill him now.
Ooh, looking pretty ugly.
I really hope we get to kill him before he even gets to do anything.
All right, Lassiter, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to kill
Great.
him.
We just show up and murder this guy.
This is not me being cocky by any means. It's just this is a matter of fact. So I'm going to attack him with the rapier.
Okay,
Oh, big money, no whammies. 21, 16 plus 5.
that'll connect.
And that is going to do 5 points of damage.
Okay,
And then I will do, that'll also be my sneak attack because he's surrounded by enemies and all that wonderful things. So with the sneak attack in there, it's going to be 5 more points of damage.
Okay.
And then because I have 2-weapon fighting style and I use a light weapon, I'm going to use my other light weapon that was in my other hand, my short sword, and attack him without all the fun bonuses I would get for my bonus action.
Correct.
Which is going to be a hit with a 16, 11 plus 5, and it only will do the D damage, not the plus damage. So it's going to be 2 points of damage.
It all adds up, man.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
now that he's dead,
He is not dead.
oh,
He is bleeding from several cuts and scrapes and contusions, and his eyes all half closed.
And he's covered in pickle juice.
He's what?
Covered in
Pickle juice and scales and 2
lieutenant.
rations.
Pickles and Lieutenant.
Nice. Gross.
My favorite hot dog condiment.
The old Chicago special, as they call it.
It's correct.
Brett relish.
Celery, salt, and Lizard Man Lieutenant.
It's that's called drag it through the swamp instead of drag it through the garden. It's different.
Jesus. He says he has
My
now
only
officially
weakness,
stands
bleeding my
up.
own blood.
okay.
You guys are beating him in his nest.
Yes.
So he stands up and go ahead and he in Draconic, so only in this group, Lassiter and Pontalius hear it. He whispers a greeting to death's door from the black head of Takesis, and several of his wounds begin to knit.
Oh shit.
That's not right. That's not right. That's no.
I mean, that's a waste of an action if we're just going to kick the Jesus out of him. Take somebody down with you, fight like a bugbear.
And then he will spend his action surge
Bugbear
to
up,
slash at the bugbear.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Real threat.
Well, no, wait a minute. Typhon, you hit him for a ton.
I hit him for 24, I think. If it helps,
Yeah.
I give him one of these. Since I'm not gonna give, I give him one of these.
You can't see me through the brine.
You got the glow.
The glow. All right. So, as his actual action, he will. As
Who
part of his
is
action,
the
he
master?
What's that? Who's the master?
Show enough.
Pulls out his scimitar and cutlass scimitar, slices at you. Does a 15 hit you? I do have your AC right here. What am I talking about? No, you're a 16.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, that
So-
misses.
It sparks off of your hide, off of your iron shell, and you can see that like smoke rises up from the strike. His offhand cocks back, and a blade pops out, and he tries to stab you in the kidney with it.
If only I had kidneys.
Well, your
I
metallic,
only had
your
a kidney.
metallic kidney, and a natural 20 will hit you.
Ugh.
Still doesn't have my kidneys though.
If
So
I only
Yeah,
had
sorry,
a
no,
kidney.
no kidney there. For 4, 5, for 9,
That's cool.
okay.
and then he'll try and bite Grazik.
Lassiter, that's how you hit somebody with a.
Oh, I wanted him to try to bite me, and I want to see him break his teeth on me.
No, he bites Grazik for 6, and more of his wounds knit.
I remember my first bite.
Wait, what?
When he bit him, like that big contusion by his eye went and popped back open.
No, I got what you were saying.
You're like, oh no, I
I just
heard you.
don't like what you're saying.
Which brings us to you can start. You hear someone knocking on that back door, and they open it up, and it is a commoner holding brandy bottles.
You can just leave it there.
That's his
Go
action.
on.
Typhon, you're up.
I cast Punch.
What spell are you casting? Punch.
My gimmick.
All right, so it's going to be a 14 and a 19.
All right.
These are my regular attacks this time.
Yeah, remember, you only get one regular attack. And then your bonus action can be either an extra swing or spending a key point to do 2.
Yeah, no, I'm just doing as my bonus action, I'm doing a second attack.
Okay. So
Yeah, so he takes. Yeah, he takes 19. Wham, wham.
Jake, every time you
wait a minute. How is he taking so much damage from you?
What's up?
Every time you lean completely over,
At a monk at
Your hair
level
looks amazing.
4.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
looks
Yeah,
really-
I cut it all this way, so it's all.
You're being inquisitive, Mr. Typhon.
What's up?
You're being inquisitive.
He
Words.
sorted him.
What are you hitting with that's doing all of this damage?
My fists.
Well, because as a level 4 monk, you do D6 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm incorrect. I added my hit bonus, not my damage bonus.
Okay.
+6 instead of +4. So you can subtract 4 from that. So
Okay. I'm doing the math, and I'm like,
no, I did
that's
15,
not
not
coming
19.
together right. Okay.
No, the last time was right because of the extra damage. This time it's +6 to hit, +4 to my damage. I added the 6 to my force.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just a little confused there. We're good.
Soon though, I think at level 6
It goes up soon.
When does a great club go up?
Which
We're gonna get you a better weapon.
That was the whole
Gotta
reason I
go
came
through
to
everybody.
Githyanki to a hole.
go through everybody. All right. Top of the order is Manon again.
Min will use her action to belch acid onto the guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Hold on.
Well, a bottle you threw all over him.
That's a gross fight.
a lot of throwing up tonight.
DC 13.
For Dex,
Yeah.
he takes the full amount.
Okay. Damage is 11.
Ouch.
Oh.
Ouch. Quit it.
He's like, ow, my skin.
And I would like to point out I'm still sitting on
Yeah.
the treasure box with my glass,
With your
drinking this
spells out?
entire time.
Yep.
A little brandy. A little brandy.
Trying to look good, it pulls away the glasses like dissolving. Any other actions? Because your action. Okay.
That was my action, and that spell was my only bonus action.
All right, Grazik, you got this.
Because Grazik is offended that he's been bitten, Grazik will try and hit him about the face and snout.
Bad lizard.
I miss. Miss.
Lassiter, here's your chance, bud.
Okay, so I will, before I make my action, I will look to Pontalius, or is that Pontalius?
Mhm. I'll tell you, so you tried to stab him once.
Well, he did in the sneak attack round, but I'm guessing he held his action in this current round, in the last round.
Oh, I skipped him. I did, didn't I?
Like, sir?
I did. I totally skipped him. He would have tried to stab him and missed because I rolled a 6. All right.
But
You tried.
obviously, it was meant to be, and in with the rapier, with backstab, and also with the short sword for bonus.
All right. Give it a go.
Death from above. I mean, we're right next to him.
Death from beside.
16 for the rapier, damage 4. Awesome. And then
Awesome.
the backstab of that is going to be 8.
You have brought your target down to 0 hit points. Would you like
Well,
to?
I'm not done. I still have my short sword because I'm going to follow it down.
Well, he cannot go any further. He
He's
has,
like, don't you dare
he has
regenerate.
no hit points. In
It was only for 1.
in
anyway.
5e, At 0, you get the opportunity on on an attack that you could, in theory, take him alive. You have that opportunity. Do you wish to take that or just finish him off?
I would not like to take the opportunity to allow this individual to potentially come back in another time and destroy us all. So, yeah.
So, yeah, you go ahead and describe how your rapier finishes him off, knowing that he is beaten and bloodied, but technically regenerating.
All right. So when Pontalius goes in and misses and is obviously a distraction for me, I take my rapier and I slide it ever so gently through his neck. So it comes out the other side. And then I come in as I'm going to maybe hit him with that short sword. And I go, lights are out.
He slumps forward. He kind of slumps to his knees and kind of collapses. The lizard folk commoner in the door that's holding the brandy drops the brandy.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, ah.
I try to catch it.
And immediately is trying to fight the door to see if he can't shut it. Like it, he
Is it one of those slow closed doors?
Well, it's the fact that there's a wooden tray and broken glass and stuff in the way of the door now. He's like, he's trying to escape.
Give the whistle at him and be like, come on in.
Well, no, he's trying to go the other way.
No, I understand that.
Typhon, you're up because the captain doesn't get to go.
I'll step forward and just hold the door shut.
You're just like, hold it open or shut?
So he's trying to open it towards him?
He's trying to shut it. Like he's trying to leave the
close
cabin
it
and shut it behind him, between you guys.
Oh, so he's already outside the room?
He's in the door.
He opened it to be like, la la la, brandy, and he's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
So can I grab the door and pull it closed and pull him inside?
Chances are pretty good. Go ahead and make it.
I will attempt to do that. What am I rolling for that?
Since it's not really a moving target, like a door, it's not really dodging. Well, let's call it an athletics test versus his athletics, which is not great.
Okay, yeah, mine's pretty good. That's a 19.
I was gonna say you needed to roll not a 4. like even just your raw strength was enough. You basically just gotta go no, and he stumbles in. This is one of those. Remember those lizard folk that you guys had met that were basically they're not even really combatants. They were almost like manservants. This is just a basic
lizard man villager.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And so he face plants into the room at your feet, just plump.
Level 0 dirt farmer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna through the sending stone.
Lizard Man Villager was my band in college.
I'm gonna sending stone to Ixidor. Going, target is down. Target is down. Over.
Why do we over?
When that happens, Ixidor goes to the side of the ship where all the crew are and say, who is interested in an exciting new employment opportunity?
There is a lot of looking around, kind of confused, but of all of the people to talk to them, you are the best choice because you are actually of draconic bloodline.
I'm an actual person, unlike all of these other pale things.
You're not a stinky mammal, so they actually.
I'm not a mammal.
Even the couple of so there's definitely 2 versions of crew on this deck. There are the manual labor swabbing the decks. They do what everyone else tells. And then there's the 2 or 3, a foot and a half taller. They have weapons and armor, the actual fighting soldiers. And there's a lot of looking around, but they, go ahead and give me a persuasion check with advantage.
With advantage.
He's like, we've all heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now it's time for a Kobold in the Hold.
Persuasion, you say?
Persuasion, yes.
You're probably okay at that.
So my first roll was a 7, but my
Even
second
you.
roll was a 17.
May have a little bit of a stutter to start off. You're like, all right, I gotta be forceful. I gotta be forceful. Here we go. And they kind of stop what they're doing and kind of look up, and you get a couple of them that look down, like toward the hole in the deck, where the stairs that go down. But they are definitely they're amiable to the discussion. None of them are drawing swords. Even the warrior ones are kind of like looking at each other like, what
I need someone to come throw the captain overboard.
What's going on?
That's my next plan.
So let's go ahead, and that's a great place to pause. Let's do our questions. For the people who at home that haven't seen anything before, this is how we do how I do, because I don't do experience, I do the whole milestone spiel of you get levels when cool stuff happens in games, rather than trying to number crunch everything. But one of the things I do make my players do is answer some questions for me to make sure that I know that they're still being engaged in the session and with each other and paying attention to what's going on. And it also helps me know what they enjoy more and less, and so forth and so on. So we're going to go ahead and start with Manon. That's the other thing. I do this. Similarly, you guys are watching this on YouTube like a TV show. I treat my players as if they were in this TV show as well. This was an episode. In this particular episode, what did the audience learn about Manon today?
Probably that she's a little bit more willing to both kill and let people, I don't want to say like suffer, but like with the little brain spider guy, she was just like, oh, that sucks for you, goodbye. Like, that wasn't her problem. It wasn't going to benefit her, so why did she need to involve herself?
What did Ixodor, what did the audience learn about Ixodor today?
I think that Ixodor definitely associates himself with the downtrodden and the small.
Having that size difference, they live in a whole different world, don't they?
I was
of high shelves.
I was ready to burn all the spiders until the image of the giant Githyanki, and I was like, oh no.
Like, oh man, short people.
You and me, bro.
First off, I don't know who said it first, but whoever keeps calling him shrimp spiders, I fight laughing every time that's said.
100% that was Ben.
I think the first time it was a sausage on a spider body, I think.
Yeah.
And I couldn't remember what it was. It's like, it's a shrimp spider, I guess.
So the Neogi as a species are one of the most terrifying, fearsome empires in all of Spelljammer. They've done some genocidal, apocalyptic stuff in the background of this world, and you guys are calling him a shrimp spider. I can't not laugh.
I'm really glad we didn't have them now.
I mean, there's good versions. If there's anything that Tasha's teaches us, is that there's good versions of everyone.
Yeah.
So, Lassiter, what did Lassiter, or what did the audience learn about Lassiter today?
So I think what the audience learned about Lassiter today is he may overthink things and try to put a lot more mechanisms into what obviously is very easily solved by way of Grazic thought.
Yeah.
I did not think this was good. Like when I created Captain Sarl, he should have been much scarier. I forgot the sheer amount of damage you guys can put out. I probably shouldn't have got him alone with you guys. Honestly, I probably should just had the conversation take place on the deck and then turned it into a bigger combat where you had more targets to spread it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with that not of happening.
Yeah.
Same.
What did the audience learn about Typhon?
What did the audience learn about? I guess that he's willing to listen, and as long as there's a logical, like, rational course of action, he's willing to follow that. But if there isn't, like, or if the logic seems kind of to escape him, he's happy to listen to, in particular, I would say, Manon and Ixidor, because they're both learned people and they seem to be on top of things. Lassiter, he's not sure, because Lassiter talks about this alternate reality where he's like a prisoner so much. He's not really sure if he should listen to him. And then Grazek seems to have his heart in the right place, but Manon and Ixidor are definitely more like the planners, and he's more of like he needs a plan to follow.
All right. And then Grazek, what did the audience learn about the Pickle Baron today?
Grazek is not as smart, Bugbear. Intelligence is actually Grazek's dump stat. It's an 8. I think part of the reason why I try to be like, yeah, I don't know, and then follow through on something on the end is like, once the wheels start turning on the hamster wheel, they don't stop. Like, he's formulating a plan the whole time, and then it's weird because like Ben is like, they're definitely not going to go for this. This is a terrible idea. And then when Grazek's like, let's go take their ship, and everybody's like, yeah, definitely, yes, that's what we want to do. Same way, like, I was like, oh, like, we're probably not gonna want to like jump this guy and like murder him in front of his crew. Like, I was like, oh, I'll bring pieces of crep and these rations, and like the whole plan is like, oh, you'll intimidate them all by having like this, spit them out on the deck and be like, hey, by the way, that can be any one of you. That was the whole. That's been Grazek was like, oh, I can eat him in front of him. That'll really scare him. Like, that's bully plan number 1. But when it gets to be that it's like you're one-on-one with the guy, it's like, well, apparently these guys listen to me. Like,
fair enough. Manon, what did what does the audience learn about Manon? What did Manon learn today?
That sometimes our compatriots are willing to make decisions that may or may not be in their best interests because of empathy for others. And sometimes she has to say, no, put the empathy aside. We need to do the job.
Listen to the dark, horrible worms that live in your heart and move forward. Oh, you don't have worms that live in your heart? That's just me. My mistake. What did Ixidor learn?
Ixidor learned that Manon is willing to burn us all down. I mean, we've all been sort of afraid that Manon's going to ignite our brains and like just burn us out at any time. But Manon's description was like, oh, listen to this pitiful tale. I don't want to do any of that. Screw that guy. Ixidor was like,
I don't want to do any of that. What did Lassiter learn today?
Now, just for clarification, what did Lassiter learn about Lassiter or learn about our party?
What did Lassiter, some kind of nugget from tonight's episode that Lassiter went, about.
Okay, well, I learned that once Typhon makes a decision on what he feels or thinks about a certain thing, he doesn't deviate from that path. And the evidence of that was when, spider creature, red face, armed, locked and ready. And obviously he waited for someone of either Manon or Ixidor. So it's once he makes a decision, he's going to stick to it. And that can be kind of scary when you're thinking, well, if we need to negotiate in the future with something that is not in his calculations of okay, it goes south really fast.
Speaking of Typhon, what did Typhon learn today?
I think Typhon learned that the party members have a variety of different inputs and calculations that he is not privy to that seem to change their thought process when it comes to certain situations. It was very much like that's a Neogi. Neogi are bad. We should kill that, right? Right, guys? Right, everybody? Partners? Comrades? And everyone was like, well, let's hear him out. Let's see what he has to say. And it was like, oh, okay. If that's what we're going to do, let's wait and hear him out. He's a Neogi, right? Like, they're like evil mind spiders.
You know this, right?
But maybe he's got a great deal in car insurance. All right, let's listen to him. Let's see what he's got.
What did Grazik learn today?
I don't know how much like Grazik would have learned because I don't think he would accurately process things. But
learning for nerds.
Grazik learned that Ixodor can turn him invisible.
But yeah, well, but even that, like he's not gonna be like, oh man, like Ixodor turned me invisible. He's like, I was really sneaky out there. Like, how would I get that close? But again, like that. I don't think I play like an absolute murder hobo. I like to say a lot of things about murder hobos. It's very funny to me. But like when Grazik's like, yeah, this is a good plan. I normally say that like in jest, and people are like, yeah, that is a good plan. Like we can amend that a little bit, but bones are solid. So I think for Grazik, like a lot of the people being like Grazik in character, like it's like, yeah, obviously everyone agrees with me. But then when people are actually like, yeah, no, we're not taking the Neogi. He doesn't serve any purpose. Grazik's like, yeah, that's what I said.
Like I said, sometimes the simplest answer, which would be your answer as Grazik,
is the right answer.
We're all waiting for someone to say no. No, definitely no. Oh, that's okay.
I guess that's my role.
Yeah.
What did Clover learn?
Oh boy, I feel like I say this every episode, but there's so much more going on in this world than just the story that we're following. Because it's not just, the Spelljammer's missing.
You guys are so good at getting a taste of side plots. Like your list of tasted side plots is enormous at this point. Followed side plots is much smaller.
And I'm wondering, like, the side plots that we ignore,
no.
are we just going to never see those again, or will they come up in the future on different worlds? I don't know. But like, oh, look at that. There's a story that just kind of floated by that we didn't interact with.
I love the sound of plot whooshing by.
I think overall as a party, I think we're really good at being like, somebody comes by with the tray and we're like, oh, we're following this plot. And they're like, oh, how? I'm like, oh, ooh, I'm all set. That doesn't taste like main plot to me. You can take it away.
Not main plot.
And then it's like, oh, how about this one? How about the ship puffs? You're like,
would you come back, or could you come back around with the Mind Spider plot, please? Bring that one through. Okay.
Yeah. Very much so.
What did Chris learn today?
Chris learned that I have missed Grazik so much. I've missed. We could talk on the internet and all that, but I really, Ben, we come friends.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we're friends, but I mean, at the end of the day, Grazik is my heart place. Grazik is I fucking love Grazik, and I missed him.
I love it.
Missed him.
Rick?
So what Rick learned today is kind of something like Chris said about Manon. Manon is Raven from, if we were the Teen Titans, Manon is Raven, but not Raven, good Raven, nice Raven, as nice as Raven can be, even in nice.
She's Dark Raven.
She's Dark Raven.
Trigon's daughter.
Full Trigon daughter. When I think always really. So learning that, but I also feel like in learning what she is like coming across to my character and to me is, I'm also kind of thinking, yeah, if it doesn't serve us, it's not worth it. You know what I mean? Is the juice worth the squeeze? If Manon doesn't think it is, I don't want to get on her bad side because I want to keep my brain.
Because I want to keep my brain.
But that being said, who is who in the Teen Titans Go?
Oh, that's real easy.
I really enjoy that show.
Typhon is Cyborg, right?
Okay.
I want to say Grazik is technically Robin,
Robin.
right? Fighter, really good. Not the brightest kid on the block, right?
But he gets the job done
The leader.
with a stick.
Right.
Always enthusiastic.
Yeah. I would say that Ixidor is
Beast Boy. Yeah.
he has to be Beast Boy.
No,
Yeah.
Ixidor is obviously Starfire because
Oh.
Lassiter is Beast Boy. Because Lassiter's like, I want to get a pizza. Oh, I'm gonna blow everything up. And Ixidor is like, oh look, you have a little slug monster. I love you. That's
Right, I was gonna say, like, Ixidor is definitely Starfire because of the slug monster.
Oh,
slug
so good.
monster.
So
100%.
just so you guys know, he's not on right now, but Greg Sipes did jump into my live today. I'm friends with Greg Sipes, who plays Beast Boy.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Oh. Well, there you go.
On the cartoon.
Yeah, on the cartoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell him next time he's the best. I love that guy.
Like,
Awesome.
you're fantastic.
Yeah.
We actually have a picture. We have a painting, a mini painting of Beast Boy in our bathroom because my wife and I are big fans of
The Greg Sipes episode.
Of Garfield. He's a great character.
and his voice work in all of the varietals
Yeah.
of the of Teen Titans. So.
That's funny. So I will agree. Ixidor is Starfire because now that he has a ship that he can fly, he literally is like, "Hey, I am the."
Hey!
And he flies on happiness.
Yep. That's right. Think happy thoughts, Peter.
All right, Jake, what'd you learn today?
I think honestly, I missed you guys more than I thought I did. I think not like Chris was saying. We get to talk all the time. Like I talk to Rick regularly. I see Ben every couple of days, but like I haven't talked to Chris like face to face or even on the phone in months. I talked to you, I think, a couple of months ago, like with the guys, like on one of the 40K chats, and then everybody. Like I haven't seen Clover in forever. I mean, Colbert and I haven't seen each other in person since it's been like a year. It's been like since PAX East, I think. It's been like a year. So
yeah.
And it's weird because you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, I played D&D with those guys. I'll see them again. And you're like, oh shit. Like when you were like, it's been since August. I was like, oh wow. Like I knew it'd been
when I opened up my notes and saw that it had been since August since we played, I was like, this is nuts. You know, like it didn't feel like that much time had passed, but obviously it had.
I said to my wife, I was like, "Oh, is it cool if I play? I'm gonna play D&D tomorrow, just to remind you." She's like, "Oh yeah, that's no problem." I was like, "Yeah, it's the group we play with like every month or so." And I was like, "But now that I think about it, I was like, I don't think we've played since like right before Thanksgiving." So I was like, "It's been like 2 or 3 months." And then I'm like, "Oh no, it's August. That's way different."
All right, what you got for me, Ben?
I constantly try and antagonize Brian Steele on virtually. I mean, the Facebook. I antagonize him about virtually everything, and it's very important to me. Like we saw the Neogi, I was like, "Oh, this is a plot thread." Like Ben immediately was like, "Keep kid gloves on here. He's trying to tell a story, and like I want to play part of the story because, like, again, like you're my friend. Like I care about this. This is fun. This is cool." And that's why I'm like, you know what? This is what Ben thinks, but like Grazik is kind of different. But like, fuck that guy. Excuse me, Jesus, again. It's the night of the F-bombs. But then everybody else is like, yeah, he stinks. Cool. Like I'm like, oh no, like Brian, he's giving us a little piece of kibble, and like if we follow along, like there's gonna be like another payoff. It's like, no, we're going to ship by ourselves, like we said. I like that. I thought it was cool again. Like I'm not trying to the sidebar buffet that's coming up. Like it's like, ooh, do you want a piece of this? And everybody's like, no, we want steak. Like we came here for all you can eat prime rib.
Don't eat at the salad bar. We got steak.
It is my responsibility as your dungeon master to try and offer you as much stuff as possible. And because you also don't want to be railroaded, just be like, all right, do the main thing and then be done in 10 sessions. So you want to try and do as much as you can. But you guys you are really good at dipping your toes in the pool and going, okay, all right, okay, and then moving on. You know, be like,
And before this, Brian and I resolved Grazik chasing the Githyanki off in the cave, which was mostly me being like bending, like, you should get a two-handed sword. Like, it's a way better weapon. It's a great way to like bring one into your character. And then like when we like resolved it, I was like, ooh, there's obviously going to be some consequences in this session. So like when we met the Nyogi, you know, I was like, oh, Nyogi obviously has that guy's brain in the jar. That's gotta be.
Did you realize that, like, pretty much offhand? Awesome.
No. So as it like rolled forward again, like Ben's pretty smart, Grazik's not, and then like the wheels started turning, my hamster wheel, and I was like, oh shit, that's a brain in the jar. And then Grazik's like, jar, no brain, guy here, brain in jar. But yeah, so yeah, the wheels started turning, and I was like, cool, like, but we resolved that pretty quick. But I was like, oh man, that's gonna have a big impact on this session. Like, I was expecting us to, you know, him to, hey, get home from work early so we can have an hour like splunking session. But instead he's like, hey, like, this is how this plays out. Like, are you good with that? I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like,
that's awesome. All right, and then the last of the questions is the shining the spotlight moment, which is the actual question that I do answer with everyone else. So Menon, take this time to shine the spotlight on some. I called you by your character's name. Basically, it's an opportunity that you to highlight something cool that didn't necessarily have to do with you directly, because that way it also keeps people from being super, I'm the coolest and just pay attention to me.
I mean, I
am the coolest, so
I love Ixidor living his dragony dreams by flying that spaceship. I love it. And that his spot, because I'm imagining it like my pets, because when they get their spot, like, that's the other spot. And his spot on that spaceship is now the the seat, the helm of the ship.
I did not see coming. I didn't see that as a thing that Ixidor would care about. But
well, honestly, I didn't.
No, it's so good.
I didn't see you sitting in it. I just assumed that Manon was gonna be like, all right, this is mine. It just didn't. The dice were against you guys, and you didn't want to wait around for the second try. You know. Chris, spotlight's yours. Were you?
I had a lot of things written down, but I erased them all for I cast punch. which is now gonna be my like go-to. What do? I cast punch.
Cast punch.
Great.
That's a t-shirt that I will wear.
Thanks,
I
Brian.
mean, I wear it too. I need it.
I'll throw that together. It's an old reference from I used to play. I mean, like most of us, I've played role playing games since I was in like. I was trying to think about it today with a customer. I think the first time I played D&D was like the summer between 4th and 5th grade. I think was the first time I played.
Yeah,
so
right.
When I was in like middle school, like early high school, I had a group of guys that I played with forever, and we were playing in one game where literally it was. I always played either fighters or rangers or some version of that. So we had a cleric in the party, a wizard in the party, a druid in the party, and a wizard subclass in the party. And then I was the fighter. And we rolled initiative and I rolled horrible. So they were like, I cast bless on the party. I cast this. And I was like, I cast punch. Like I was like, I don't want to be left out. And that's where it came from. But it's like I assumed that everybody says that.
No, I cast punch. I want that on a t-shirt.
You got it. I will make that happen.
Rick, spotlight's in your hands.
So as far as like the spotlight I want to shine on is like on everybody in the interaction with the Nyogi and the Umber Hulks. Not so much the like true role-playing interactions. The thing I want to spotlight is the things that I missed about playing with everybody is the side conversations of humor of, the blinged out, the Umber Hulks are like, pimp my ride type situation. When we start having those conversations about the scenarios you're trying to set up, that actually brings a lot of life and flavor to that scene for me. And hearing everybody like drop those out. And again, in our conversations now, I 100% agree too, is those subplots that you throw at us is literally like, we're at a amazing 5-course meal and they're just like, would you like to try this? And I'm like, oh yeah, hold on. No, but we do take our time to kind of like microscope that scenario. We have our discussions, we have our sidebar humor, and then we move on to, you know, where we want to go to, you know, kill a lizard.
We didn't see it, and it didn't be like, oh, a subplot coming. Better keep going.
Did you hear that?
I also
That's the
will say
subplot
this.
train.
I also will say this: you are still in line with what we talked about in our early sessions. Like, if it doesn't have a last name, it's not a big bad. It's just a rando. But that Nyogi you gave a last name to. So I was like going,
Uh-oh.
that guy's-
Uh-oh. He's got a last name. That's a recurring thing. Uh-oh. Jake, the spotlight is in your hands. Where you want to put it?
I think there was so much good stuff tonight. I think Manon, like sitting in her chair or sitting on a treasure chest, relaxing, like murdering him with mind bullets, like just like, oh yeah, so she weapon omegas him like with her mind bullets, and then she's like, oh, I guess I'll drink some of the scotch and I'll, you know, spew acid at him. And I was just like, okay, that was kind of insane that you're just gonna sit there like a supervillain. Like, I would get up to kill you, but I would have to use my legs. And why would I do that? that was a little bananas. And seeing Ixidor like, you know, be giddy like a schoolgirl as he was like learning how to fly again, and we're all getting like thrown around the boat as he's like doing like loops and stuff. Like that was a lot of fun.
All right, Ben, what you got?
I like telling Jake not to shoot the guy immediately. I was like, yeah, because it's fun to tell Jake not to shoot stuff. I like Chris flying a lot. I like the Manon thing with the acid. Again, I think it's all funny, like when we all get on the same page, but then we're all like, yeah, like, do we want to, like, is everybody else okay with this? It's like, no, yeah, that's what we're doing. Like, who's gonna stab this guy first? Because like that's the plan.
Everyone's polite. Who's gonna stab him first? Ben, my other favorite line tonight was, well, obviously I'm physically higher, so I'm more important.
My personal spotlight is probably going to be the mosquito hovering over the Umber Hulks, like basically a seriously dangerous threat is standing on the ground, and you've got your kind of flimsy ship hovering just 63.5 feet above the ground. I get the, like, in my head, in my imagery is, you know, as you stand, obviously you're not because you're in the chair, but standing over the thing, like shouting back and forth, where it's the, you know, this is the quintessential moments of Spelljammer. You know, you get this tiny little ship where, if, in all honesty, if that Naogi was a halfway decent spellcaster, he could have put a hole in it. Like that mosquito is paper thin, you know, not to besmirch your guys' original primary vessel, but you know, it is not designed for, if he had any way of getting one of those Umber Hulks to, like, if you would have landed and then been like, nah, we don't really like you, and start taking off, there would have been initiative rolls, because an Umber Hulk could tear the side of that hull off in a heartbeat. Just like, just rip the side of the ship off and be like, no, you're coming with us on the longboat. So I liked that scene because there's so much weirdness in Spelljammer. Like, as just a setting, there is so many weird things. And one of the weirdest is the fact that there are these 3-dimensional ships that, you know, can fly up and down and left and right. And, you know, you don't see very many VTOLs in D&D. You know, you get guys that ride Pegasuses or dragons or whatever, but like a legitimate like ship moment. That's quintessential Spelljammer. And so that moment for me, I enjoyed a great deal. Also, the landing the Mosquito on the Hammership. Menon had said several times that you can just kind of like hook a leg. Like you just kind of like here go and go boop, like and kind of sort of butt holes next to each other. And I assumed that was what we were thinking, and then you were like, "No way, man, we're humping." It is.
You said we could land on it,
and that's the thing is that it's that it can't shoot the catapults at you while you're on it,
right?
Isidore doesn't know anything about these ships.
I'll say I was expecting somebody during the Umber Hulk encounter to lean over and go, "Your mother smells like elderberries." Like we're just like the Frenchman
just
on the top,
taunt them,
just taunting them.
I was told you a second time.
I told them we already got one.
It reminded me of like the fruit stand on Letterkenny. Like all of us just sitting there chirping at Yogi. And he's like, "Can I just get on the ship?" And it's like, "Oh, you're spare parts, bud."
We're all spare parts.
Stay at the end of the laneway. Don't come up the drive.
Yeah.
All right. So that is all of the questions for tonight. That wraps up our session. I absolutely hope to get more sessions more frequently, definitely more frequently than the last one. Again, if you're just now getting caught up, it was one click away, but for the rest of us, it has been
very low.
It has been an eternity for the rest of us. So we are going to make this happen much faster from here on out. I'm going to go ahead. I've got everybody's addresses. You want to take a quick round robin just to say goodbye to everybody and tell them where to find you. Let's go ahead and you know where to find me. You're on my channel right now. I'm also Brian CP Steele on Facebook, or the Professional Nerd on TikTok and Instagram. I don't have a Tumblr or an OnlyFans.
Ridiculous.
What's your MySpace?
My MySpace is long since dead.
Oh, come on. Anybody who signs up on Brian's MySpace, you're guaranteed to be in his top 8.
Well, Tom will edge you out. So, Clover, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter and now on TikTok, I guess, where I am Clover B with 3 E's. And I am not active on Instagram. One day when I'm active again, I will tell you my Instagram again.
Chris?
I am, you can reach me personally at All Hail King Torg on the Twitters, on all of the social media platforms, at 9th Level Games, 9THLEVEL. You can find us, and that's from TikTok on forward. And you can always find us on Kickstarter.
Rick, everyone knows where to find you, but
That's
we'll
right. They're gonna
run the
find out.
gamut anyway.
100% OnlyFans.
Yeah, it's Dad Bear at OnlyFans.
All right. So, hi, everybody. Yeah, I am Tabletop Santa on all social media platforms, but I would like to do a shout out for March 25th through the 28th is GaryCon. And I'm going to be running a bunch of sessions of the Epic Encounters by Steamforged Games. There are slots that'll be open as soon as they open up for people to be able to pick what they want to play. They'll be up there, and I'll be running on Friday, I believe, first session on the GaryCon channel. I'll be running a game of the Swamp of the Hydra with Luke Gygax, Richard August, who is the individual who actually wrote it, which is totally unfair because he's going to know everything that's going to happen in the adventure. And there might be a couple other special guests in that stream, so it'd be cool if you all would come participate.
That'd be awesome. Jake?
I'm Sanguinary Oz on almost every platform. I do technically have a Twitter that I don't use, but if anybody wants to get in touch, they can also email me, Jake at alphaomegahobby.com, or they can just go on the Facebook and they can message us there too. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me.
Wrap us up, man.
Alpha Mega Hobby Community on Facebook. If you like that or apply to like it, I'll be the one admitting you. So if you ever want to talk about anything, just at me, Ben Fail. Instagram, Bearclaw Elza1. Those are probably the best ones. We're doing TikTok now with Alpha Mega Hobby, but it's not loud and off yet. I made a call time video. It's pretty funny if you watch it. If you don't, you're missing out.
Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam. Yeah, nothing else, man.
All right, so as we close out,
You can find me by backing any of 9th level games Kickstarters and ask me guys for my address.
And then you can just get on the comments and you can just be like, "Hey Ben,
Yeah, we'll get you sorted out.
you're dope."
as the credits roll in today's episode, I always like to do a little stinger thing that kind of teases what is going on in the rest of the universe currently, as our players are perhaps floundering through their ways in side plots. In this particular stinger, it would show our dear friend, I actually told her, Deliax of the Third Fane, ordering his team of Umber, his team of decorated Umber Hulk bodyguards to shove a broken and battered Hastrix into the chair of the longboat, forcing him through mental anguish. He's suffering from multiple bite wounds as they force him to drive the longboat, and it just starts to shudder. Just starts to get up off the ground, despite the fact that Hastrix says again and again and again he can't fly, he doesn't know how. They are forcing his hand quite literally, and that's where we close things out.
I should have just shot that space fighter.
Poor guy.
So thank you very much, you guys. Hopefully we'll see you again very, very soon. For some of you, it'll be at one click away. For these guys, hopefully it'll be very, very quickly. And we'll see you guys again
maybe 3
very shortly. Bye.